And with that, we are live! Hey, hello, welcome. It is time for the end of the year. It's been a year, hasn't it?
It really has.
What a year it's been. And tonight we're going to be recapping everything that I have played this year. Let me see if I can just bring up my list real quick on the Firefox. Right here, this is my very scientifically accurate list of every video game I've played this year that I've put time into, I should say. Let me get some music. Okay, that's just what we're gonna start with. All right. Hopefully it is okay on sound mixing. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got here, huh?
Turn the music up a little bit loud.
Just a little bit. There we go. Because this is the only entertainment we're gonna get, for most of the stream. Let's move that down so you're not being blocked. So this year, I started a Google Sheets. I decided to keep track of every video game I've played this year, because I was like, what if I just want to talk about this at year's end? And that's exactly what we have done here today.
It's what we're doing.
What we're doing, yeah, what we're doing. It is scientifically accurate down to the minuscule amount of games. And the first thing that I actually beat this year was Final Fantasy V, the Pixel Remaster version. That was a fun time. I tried 5 multiple times in the past, and I kind of just like bounced off of it. And then the Pixel Remaster just made it so much easier to just like, you know, level and do all that fun stuff. So I beat this game with Blue Mage, which is something I was told not to do. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to just get all the Blue Mage skills. I didn't. And such, that is how it went. That I don't know. I just moved on the source.
Uh-oh.
Next up, the first game that we... also, hey, if you have anything to say about these games, scream it to the mountaintops.
Hey, I want to say one thing about Final Fantasy V, at least.
Yeah, what is it?
The entire Pixel Remaster, not just 5, but the entire Pixel Remaster deserves like a little segment of its own, doesn't it?
I play... You know what's really funny? I played 5 of the 6 games on there. I didn't touch 6. Honestly, if I really wanted... No, because technically I beat that last year, the first, like, 3 or 4.
But would you say the Pixel Remaster is, like, just a really good collection altogether?
Oh, definitely. But, it's not a 2024 game. It was just I beat 5, this year.
Oh, true. I forgot it wasn't a 2024 game. I thought it was.
It was, 23, I think, is when... 21 or 22 is when the PC version came out, and then 23 was the console port, I believe.
True. Hey, question. Why don't you have me on your little @ thing on your, on your Twitch? I feel
that's a really good question, honestly. And we can fix that if I just go on my Twitch right here.
Hey, since you did a terrible job introducing me, I'm Keybug. I'm usually the moderator around here.
At Keybug 55. Not Keybug 14. That's a different Twitch streamer that doesn't exist.
Who the hell is Keybug 14? I'm gonna beat them up.
Well, listen, they're 31 lower. There's 31 lower than you, so. But the first stream game that we beat this year was Pizza Tower, a indie that kind of passed me by, and it's very Wario, which is good. I like me some Wario.
Just for future you, I feel like you should make another color on this list saying what streamed games are.
I thought about putting like a second color over here. Like if we come down further, there's here, there's purple, and I thought about making a second color, like for stream games, right? But I didn't think that far in advance, unfortunately. But Pizza Tower was... It was a wacky... It was probably could win Wackiest Game of the Year if that was a category we were giving out later.
I love how Pizza Tower is now going to compete with Anton next year, I believe.
Yeah, no, Anton Blast came out this year. Like, only a couple weeks ago. And I technically played that. I played the demo. And that was fun. But, Pizza Tower is the first of what could probably be described as a Wario-like. A genre that definitely needs to continue, because we need more Wario in the world. Like some sort of, you know, Wario world. But no, it follows the many adventures of Peppino and his amazing screams as he seeks to uncover the missing pizza ingredients. It was my first quote-unquote long series of like 3 streams, and technically I still need to go back and like do the Noid DLC.
Noid DLC, Hydelinne Noid DLC, when?
Sometime in the future. But right, we're gonna have a background for this. Oh well, it's just kind of a void now.
I thought you said you had a background, you liar!
I did, I got it. I just never
Just put the image in. It's not that hard. Boo, tomatoes. I'm gonna throw cheese at you.
Cheese? Oh no, not the cheese.
Cheese attack!
Hold on.
You didn't turn tits on, did you?
I didn't. I did not turn tits on.
Oh my god. Boo!
Hold on. Twitch, tits is loading, not, uh-oh, here we go. Is it? Yeah, photo mode. There we go. Alright. That's Luigi.
Stream.
Oh, I see Luigi, don't worry. I'm trying to get a certain image. Sure, you know what? We'll just go with this, like...
Cheese attack.
Cheese. I got cheese. Oh, no. Alright, let's slide this over here. Save image. To documents. Sure, why not to documents? We're getting a background, so it looks slightly more professional as the game whistles at us. New Leaf had such a good OST. Why did we have to leave it behind?
Why did City Folk have to exist is my question.
Okay.
Not City Folk, I meant New Horizons.
Okay, I was gonna say, why is there always so much hate for City Folk? I feel like there's always just like a lot of dislike for City Folk.
I can answer that question.
Yeah, answer away.
City Folk, sorry. So City Folk versus Wild World was not a jump at all, and some think that City Folk actually had less features than Wild World.
Which I disagree, because it had more holidays and more things. The only thing was, it was more or less just a port, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, the jump from City Folk to New Leaf was so big. And, I mean, the jump from GC to Wild World was even bigger than that. So, it's more like a, City Folk was just kind of the lesser one. Not that it was bad, it just didn't introduce a lot of new things at the time.
Yeah, I guess so, but it was nice and pretty, and you could, use the WeSpeak 24 to tell your friends that Munchlax is pretty hot.
I actually experienced the WeSpeak with Animal Crossing with a friend, and I had that prime tasty experience of hearing his family argue over WeSpeak and the vacuum going.
I love the genre of Animal Crossing with friends ASMR as a divorce happens in the background.
That's pretty much it. Oh god.
Alright, as Judgment Day starts playing, let's get to the next game I played. Technically the first replay on this list, and that's Devil May Cry 5.
Don't do it! Don't they Devil May Cry 5? Don't they? Don't they?
I mean, Dante's there, but it's more about the new protagonist, Nero, and his adventures in Wacky Woohoo Pizza Time. That's 2 pizza games in a row. Is Devil May Cry and Pizza Tower technically pizza adjacent games hanging out here.
How can you sit here and eat pizza?
We'll get to a 3rd pizza adjacent game apparently on this list later on, if that's what qualifies as a pizza game. But no, I mean, Devil May Cry is fun. Definitive Edition has Virgil. Not much to say other than it's just more DMC goodness. And you should play Devil May Cry. The first, technically not the first, but the first on this list, because I played the other one the year before technically. Hollow Cure, the first garlic-like on this list. Bullet Heaven, I think is what we're kind of calling them now.
I call them Cocoa Melon games because of the fact that usually I just watch you play that in the corner and it just looks like brain rot.
You are correct, my brain does rot, but this time I'm learning about VTubers. You can, instead of surviving vampires, you can play as your favorite Hololives like Corone and Mori, and I don't remember the names of any of the others.
Do you stan a Hololive VTuber?
In this game, the Shark Girl was cool.
Garga?
Garga, yeah. I can't remember the name of the other one, but she has like a giant, hold on. You know what? I'm just gonna look up the list of Hollow Cure characters real quick, because I'm genuinely really curious as to who I'm talking about.
Try describing them. I'm curious.
Okay, let's see if you can guess. What are they? God,
I just gotta get their names. Just describe them from your memory before you look it up.
No, that's not it. They had a giant... They're purple, I'm pretty sure. Purple. No, that's Moon. That's not what I'm thinking of. Oh, cool. That one just doesn't have a page. Cleaning Broom. I don't think I've unlocked that character. Here it is. They have blue hair like a crown. They have kind of like a steampunk outfit. And their weapon is an axe, and their special is Tetris blocks.
Okay, yeah, that... I don't really know too many Holocures, actually. I was wondering if it was one of the ones I knew.
I'll send you a picture. It's this one. This is... let me throw it on screen here. Just real quick. Enlarge. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to...
Rip.
It's Hoshimachi, and they're a hollow. They're a Hololive.
They seem cute. At least it wasn't Calliope more.
I don't even know if she's in this game.
She is. I see a list of all
there she is. This one. This is the character I've been using a lot lately.
Noise. They look nice.
Yeah, I like their design, and the fact they drop Tetris blocks is really funny in my mind. Nope, that's not right. Okay, now I gotta like recrop this whole window. Anyway, that's Hollow Cure. It's a game. It is one of the fan games of all time. Up next, Super Mario RPG. You have a little experience with this one.
You know, we never finished it on stream. I should really go back to that, but
that's true. Yeah.
It is a really good game. I loved cheesing the QLX fight so much. That was so
I still can't believe you did that. I still can't believe you did that.
You know, apparently that's kind of like how you kind of have to beat him as Dorena's MP.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. But that was just so funny because you're so early on and somehow you cleared.
I am a low level warrior, okay?
Alright, well let's see you beat Ultra Necrozma at like level 5.
I probably can.
I remember seeing a video where someone beat a level 100 Arceus in Diamond and Pearl with just a level 1 Rattata.
I mean, yeah, Fierce Traps. Now when I see that, I do so much Pokemon stuff that now when I see that, I'm just like, yeah, it's typical. I have the very first video from a long time ago of a bunch of 10-year-olds figuring, like, just learning Fear Strat with a Rattata and a Darkrai.
I think that's almost no, okay, it's Darkrai. No, the one I saw was also a very crusty quality. So, but yeah, no, Mario RPG remake. I should mention remake. I should probably. Oops. Uh-oh, hold on. Where'd it go? Mario RPG Switch. The remake is very fun. I didn't do any of the like post game rematches, which were added. Refight some of the bosses and stuff, but it's still a really fun time. Such a fun game.
I mean, it's a really good remake. It doesn't like take away from anything. The charm of it is still like sprite based. But they added more charm with models and 3D cutscenes.
You know what? You know what Mario RPG Switch is? It's what Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl tried to be.
True.
Like, this is how you do a faithful remake of a sprite-based game right here.
That's so true. I didn't consider that, but yeah, honestly. I also want to throw Mario. Like, I love how Mario looks in this game so much. I want to throw him at a wall and he'll make a meaty slap sound.
Yep, there's splat. But yeah, no, it was fun. I think they should have added Luigi, unironically. I think, like, a Luigi campaign that's just, like, harder or something would have been really funny.
Luigi time.
Yeah, up next, the first, non-streamed 2024 game. I think, technically not a 24 game. I think this came out on Epic, like, last year. But much like with Kingdom Hearts, we don't count the Epic Game Store release. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I picked this up. It's actually really funny. So the reason this is so high up on the list is because it's actually, I originally wrote the demo on here, and I didn't get past the title screen because the demo wanted me to log in with my Ubisoft account, of which I don't have. Fuck Ubisoft. So this was marked as dropped. A game I did not complete. Should come over here. I have all my like categories. What all colors, man? No, I ended up picking up the physical copy of the game for like $15 or something a couple months ago, and it is a really solid Metroidvania. But the really fun thing is that it's not just a Metroidvania, it's secretly just a character action game.
Like 2D?
It is essentially like a 2D character action game, yeah. And it works. It works really well. I need to finish this, and this is definitely in contender for one of the awards on our later awards list.
Hell yeah, award ceremony. Can I just say one thing about the Epic Games release of Kingdom Hearts that was really funny?
Oh, definitely. I love the story.
This is so funny. This was earlier this year, right?
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts PC was this year.
Okay, so bring it back a bit. Let's just all remember when this is when after 16, like after the whole thing with the PS5, that Square Enix kind of got burnt on the PS5, burnt on Sony. And they're like, oh, this isn't working out, so we're gonna release a bunch of newer games on PC. And that was your Final Fantasy VII or remake or rebirth or whatever.
Rebirth's January.
Well, remake? Yeah, remake was one of those. And then 16, which was a god-awful port. I really still hope they fix more of it, because they claimed it would fix stuff, and it didn't. I'm waiting for that, Square. But mainly what happened was Kingdom Hearts now left Epic Games clutches to go onto Steam. More, easy to access storefront. And even though it was technically still on PC, the moment that Kingdom Hearts announced that this was on Steam, not only did the basic consumer base treat it as the actual PC release, like,
The official Square Enix Twitter treated it as a brand new release.
And not just that. Oh god, I forget her name right now, but the one who sang Simple and Clean. You know the one.
Yeah, Simple and Clean lady.
The Simple and Clean. Utada. She made a statement on how this game is close to her, and it's just like we're witnessing a celebrity treat this as the actual PC version, even though Epic Games was right there. It's so funny.
And I think it also runs better than the Epic version did.
Didn't you try it out? And like the upscaled textures were honestly not that bad.
There were like one or two textures that are funny, but the fact the game runs flawless on Steam Deck means that this is the first handheld version of these games we've had, not counting the cloud versions on Switch.
On Steam Deck, I'm just gonna have the word handheld very, very loosely.
Oh, you mean Brick Shithouse?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was Prince of Persia. That was a rant about the Epic Games Store. Up next is Portal.
Yo, Portal, I am so sorry. I actually forced you to play that in the 3-hour sitting.
I thought that, man, Portal, in a weird way could go on one of the biggest disappointment categories if the first 90% of that game wasn't so peak. Because there's very few games I have played where it's just like, the game is like flawless, and then like the end makes me just want to uninstall the game.
I mean, fun fact: the Portal has like challenge levels afterwards.
Oh, really? There's like actually technically more to this game?
Yeah, there's more to Portal and challenge levels, I believe, and I think people make some Portal maps for the first game all the time.
Oh, cool. Interesting. Maybe I can do like a Portal Community Edition or something.
Maybe, but you still got Portal 2 to experience.
And Portal 2 is Portal 2 and the multiplayer, which might as just well be Portal 3.
Yeah, honestly, Portal 2 is so peak.
I cannot wait to get to that. But no, Portal, it was a game that made me think. The puzzles were very intuitive. I think the game up to the escape sequence was genuinely one of the best games I've played this year. And then
Portal's like almost a tech demo, but it could just be its own game too.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely felt like a tech demo. But wasn't it after Half-Life?
Yes, it was after Half-Life actually. Which
is so weird, because it feels like, yo, look at what we can do. But we've also already made 2 games that were really good before this. But what if they were puzzle games? But no, Portal.
So if you want to know some interesting lore, I don't think some of the Portal devs did not work on Half-Life. Because Valve actually picked up a bunch of devs that were making their own game. They thought, hey, why don't you come over? We like your idea, and we can just put it in the Half-Life Swords engine.
My game studio saw you from across the bar, and we liked your vibe.
That's basically what happened.
But yeah, no, Portal, very, very good. Somehow I hadn't played it, and I righted that wrong this year. A right that I wronged this year is our next game. Mario Pinball Land might be, quite literally, one of the worst games Nintendo has ever made.
Why did you stream it, is my question.
I wanted revenge. I wanted to actually beat this game that I played so much as a kid and never was able to finish it. And even now, I still had to rely on save states to stream. And I did beat it, and man, this isn't a pinball game, it's QWOP. It's basically QWOP.
Was it worth it?
No. It was not worth it.
You use save states, so not only did you cheat the game, you cheated yourself. Another round of Mario Pinball Land for this person, come on!
Okay, so one fear I have is it makes it on NSO. Because it was on the Wii U Virtual Console, so there's technically the possibility that it could hit Switch, which means I could spin it on the wheel.
Listen. I know you have your genie rule on your NSO stream, but I want to add the key bug rule where if it has to land on Mario Pinball Land, you have to play it.
Oh God, really?
Yeah, it's
All
a
right.
key bug rule.
Also, this current song is from New Leaf, and it's called like New Year 10-minute countdown, so that's really fitting. New Leaf continues to be the peak OST.
New Year's is in about like 4 hours from now.
I know, but still, it's fitting. Another stream game that I played was Pal World.
What a game. I mean, you kind of went into this game thinking that's going to be total trash, right?
I didn't think trash. I thought it would be interesting. Now, you'll notice it's gray on this list. It's gray, which means it's a game I dropped. And there's going to be a through line of almost all the games that are marked gray on here are open world games. And that's because open world games are not for me. Other than starting the game by spawning next to a giant Meganium ripoff, which is one of the worst starter, but why would you ever rip off a Gen 2 Pokemon, first of all? Pal World was I would say a bait and switch of, oh look, it's Pokemon with guns, haha, just kidding, you're playing another open world survival game.
I mean, honestly, the only like plus I saw with Power World was the base building mechanics with the pals, which was really interesting. But I really can't ignore the fact that the pals look like asset dropped, like asset stolen from a bunch of Pokemon. Which, funny enough, Nintendo is suing them for the complete wrong reason.
Oh no, you have a ball in your game!
Oh no, you're catching creatures in balls. Oh no. Like, everyone's on Pal World side for that, but I'm just like, I just want creature collectors to not be one-on-one with Pokemon. Is that too much to ask?
I mean, I wish we'd just get a good, a genuine good Pokemon, like, you know? Like...
No, I don't want to call them Pokemon-likes. We have a creature... They're called creature catchers. You could play Yokai Watch for one of those that are actually kind of original. You could play Digimon for that. There are other creature creators that don't have to be Pokemon. Everything, like a lot of indie creators now, is just, oh, but what if Pokemon but this? You don't have to be Pokemon!
I mean, yeah, that's fair, but, like, I feel like at least, like, a Cassette Beasts, or even, like, a, oh god, was it Temtem was the other one that we played at one point?
They're still Pokemon-likes. They're still kind of too close to Pokemon, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're still better than Pal World.
They are better in Pal World, I will say that. I'm just like, kind of being like, you can have creature creators, not be one-on-one with Pokemon.
Yeah, and I mean, Digimon is that because instead of your dog becoming an even bigger dog, it becomes a refrigerator with a gun.
Or it becomes human.
I don't want to think about that. All I will say is it is really funny to, like, every time a trailer for, like, Pal World comes up on, like, a Sony State of Play or, like, the Game Awards, it's always just like, oh, cool, they ripped off, Iron Moth, or they ripped off Alolan Ninetales, and it's like, they're not beating the allegations, you know?
I mean, they ripped off Zora and Zoroark with their new ones, right?
Oh, right, yeah, like the regional, the Hisuian, Zora and stuff, like, the new one's, like, a lot like it.
I think that was it, yeah.
But yeah, that was Pal World. Let me crank the music down just a little bit. And up next is Yakuza Like a Dragon. I definitely need to keep playing this series because somehow RGG Studio was like, hey, here's a trailer for a Majima game that's like a spin-off of Infinite Wealth. Oh, what's that? 2 months later, we're gonna announce that we're making a new Virtua Fighter and another new Like a Dragon game? Cool. How? How are they putting these games out so fast? I know that they're like asset flips, but they're
Isn't Yakuza a yearly series now?
less. It's like 10, 11 months between games now.
How are they doing that so fast?
A lot of really smart asset reuse. I was just talking to someone yesterday about how, like, man, it's so fun. These games are so fun, but like, how are you supposed to play through all of them if you're like trying to catch up, you know?
My question is Sega okay? Is the actual Yakuza asking them for more games, please?
Do you think like an actual Yakuza was like, where the fuck's Virtua Fighter?
Wait, didn't somebody say that Sega is actually funded by the Yakuza or something?
I think at one point, but like that was like the 90s, I think. I don't think they have any relation now.
How do we know there's not at least one more Yakuza person that was still funding Sega and asking for more Yakuza games?
I mean, you know who's more dangerous than the Yakuza? The shareholders.
And you know who's more dangerous than that? Yuji Naka running around.
Just like just one guy running around.
One guy.
The actual literal criminal here. But no, Like a Dragon being the I actually skipped from Yakuza 1 all the way up to 7 because I was like, oh, I want to beat 7 because 8 just came out. And I actually do own 8. I got it for like $30, which is an amazing deal. Yeah, alongside P3 Remake. And I just haven't gotten around to beating this game, and God, I want to play 8 so bad. There's a you know, you were just talking about like a creature collector. There's like you have to like take pictures like Florida Man, and that's your like Pokedex in Yakuza 8.
That's so good. And isn't the Yakuza series now the best way to play old Sega games right now?
Yeah, honestly, up until a couple years ago, it was the only way to play Virtua Fighter on modern devices.
That's so damn funny.
There were tournaments that would be technically Yakuza 7 tournaments because it was the only way to play Virtua Fighter 5 on modern consoles.
Like legitimately, yeah.
Outside of you know, now the newer ports and eventually a new game. But yeah, no, Yakuza, very very fun time. Highly recommend that series if you are a crazy person.
All crazy people, please buy Yakuza.
Under Night, In Birth, Sis Celeste. I didn't play much of this game as much as I wanted to. I enjoyed the first Under Night. It's a fun time, but
Did you get your streamer name from this game?
I did. You know what? That's the ironic part is my username comes from this series, and I've barely played it. At least this new entry. I mean, it was fun. I played around with it. I learned a couple characters. The evil zoner lady, not as good in this game, and that probably is why I kind of fell off. Is when my character isn't as good, I'm just like, I really don't have time to learn another character, because the next game on this list is Tekken 8, and
hey, one question: is Under Night In Birth Sis Celeste an Arxis game?
it is Arxis, yeah, it's Arxis.
I can tell from that name.
Because it sounds like an Arxis round start intro.
That and it, like, Blaze Blue is named very similarly.
And don't forget stuff like Xrd. And Xrd Rev 2. What kind of naming is that? But no, Tekken 8, technically the most recently updated game on this list, as it does include Clive from the hit video game Final Fantasy 16, available now on your PCs if your PC doesn't explode.
I remember we were watching Game Awards, and the Game Awards is like really fast paced, so you just kind of have to like breathe to yourself. It's like, this is not going to be something I'm going to be interested in. You look up, you see Tekken Jim, you blink, and then you see Clive, and you're like, what?
Yeah, no, I was watching the trailer. I'm like, oh, it's Jin. Or no, they showed Clive. So I thought it was just gonna be like, oh, hey, we're having a sale in Final Fantasy or something, right? So I look at my phone, I'm scrolling Blue Sky, and I'm like responding to like someone's message, and I look back up and I see Jin, and I'm like, what the hell? Because we had Noctis in the last game, so like I didn't like expect another Final Fantasy character so soon. Also, Harada said he is totally down for another Final Fantasy character in this series. So also just like prepare for Tifa in a couple years.
God, welcome back early 2000s crossovers.
I heard the take that Clive is here because there's no Soul Calibur game for him to go in right now.
True, very true.
He is a very Soul Calibur character stuck in Tekken right now.
And you know what they say, and by they I mean me, only bad bitches play Soul Calibur.
That is correct. I say that as if I am some sort of game show host. I've not played the new story update. I really should get around to that. Also, I am probably gonna actually like learn how to play the game for real now that Clive is out and there's someone I'm interested in. I just have to learn how to fight a muscular jaguar man wearing a Chipotle shirt.
God, Tekken story updates are like MMO story updates.
Yeah, no, you know how in like kind of the main hook leading up to Endwalker was, holy shit, Xenos is back?
Yep.
The main hook for the Tekken story mode update was literally, somehow Heihachi returned. I don't know.
You know what's funny? I remember, I think it was Dubus Goobus said, man, I really respect Tekken for keeping dead characters dead and moving on. It's really respectable that they do that. And then like a week later, they just bring him back.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, no. But Tekken, fun time. Look forward to possibly Tekken on this channel in the near-ish future.
If you don't play more fighting games on your channel, I will throw cheese at you.
Oh no, delicious dairy products.
Cheese attack.
Cheese. Cheese is the perfect way I would describe our next game. Persona 5 Royal.
Oh boy, a Persona game you dropped.
So me and Atlas, we're not on like the best of terms. I'll be 100% honest. We ghost each other a lot, you know. My relationship to Persona is very, very fraught. I played 3, and man, Tartarus is a rough dungeon. It's not even that it's hard, it's just not fun. I played 4, and I quote-unquote beat the game, and I told someone, and they were like, oh, that's not even the real ending. And in order to get the real ending, you have to max out a very specific character's social link, and nothing tells you to do that if it's like your first time. And I guess like, okay, they have a connection to the Velvet Room, so it's like, ooh, you'd be intrigued, and like kind of looking back at it, I guess that's supposed to be the only hook to why you would talk to this character. But
I guess it would make more sense if you're like in the cycle of these games coming out. It's like, oh, new character. I guess you gotta max them out. But it's like, if you're just presenting Golden to somebody who didn't grow up with it, for instance, or Royal for somebody that wasn't really in the loop with it, they wouldn't know that.
Exactly. Like, if I played original P4 and didn't know that character was new, I probably would be more intrigued, because I wouldn't have already romanced Chie and, Yosuke, you know? Not that you can romance Yosuke, but you should be able to.
I mean, to be fair, P5... Oh, one sec. I have a cough. I'm getting sick. Sorry. So to be fair, Persona 5 Royal, it was made in the minds for people who has already experienced it. It's kind of like Master Quest in a sense.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, so it's like a Master Quest, but also kind of definitive version of Persona 5, all wrapped in one. But it's like kind of confusing for like your basic, basic person that wants to get into Persona games.
Yeah, pretty much. But 4 is still a really good game. 5, I mean, sorry, 5. Hello, welcome. Persona 5 is a wowzers game, I agree. But that includes my take on P5. I dropped it because I generally just didn't have time to play another Persona game, which we technically have another Persona game on this list coming up. But not until we talk about Grand Blue Fantasy Relink.
That was a fun game, and that is another bait and switch game, isn't it?
I mean, kind of, yeah, no, once you beat the game, you unlock Monster Hunter, essentially. And I hope more characters, because I enjoyed the difference of characters and like their gameplay styles. But it's kind of a pseudo character action game, kind of a hack and slash in a way, and a very good entry point into the Grand Blue franchise if you're like me and you don't want to play a gacha, which we will get to pretty soon. Don't worry, there's gachas on this list. There's 3. I can't believe we have 3 gachas on this list.
I have a hot take about Grand Blue, actually.
Yeah.
Because I played it myself. It's a good game. It's a very good game.
Very good.
Very well optimized, surprisingly.
It runs flawlessly on Steam Deck.
I love the fact that they have, like, gacha elements, but it's just a totally full game. It's one of the most full games I've ever had, like, recently. You know what I mean? Like,
just content. Just like a full buffet of video game.
Yeah, it's like you get the game and the game's all right there. But I only have one thing I didn't like about Grand Blue Fantasy going through the story. The boss cycles are very, very small, very short. So let's say a cycle would last for a minute, but they have so much HP that it's just like, oh no, it's doing the charged meteor attack again. Oh no, it's a charged meteor attack again. Oh god, guess what? It's a charged meteor attack again. So it's like, it's going through the cycle way too fast, and it didn't really have any phases to the majority of the bosses in Grand Blue. But that's my only complaint with it.
I have seen the post-game fights a little bit. They get big. They get, like, I would say, like, extreme raid difficulty, I would say, in terms of, like, the shenanigans going on the field.
Yeah, and to be fair, I'm only saying early game, and if that was my only gripe, then it's not really much of a gripe.
Yeah, pretty much. Probably one of the better games I played this year, honestly. Definitely up there.
I should really go back and play it. It's really, it's a good game.
What is also a good game is Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
I walked in and watched you play that game, and I'm like, wow, it's also good with content, but man, does that world look rusty. So,
Xenoblade, I kind of got onto this list because this list existed in the first place. I wanted a couple long games on here, so it wasn't just like, Portals and Mario RPGs. And I was like, I love Xenoblade 1. It is one of my favorite Nintendo games. Xenoblade 2, I like that game more than most people. And I bounced off 3. I just initially did not care for, like, much of the characters. I didn't care for the plot at the time. When it first came out, I should say. I picked it up again this year, and I was wrong. There's one party member I don't like. I still don't care for Tyon. But the rest of the game was very fun. It was peak Xenoblade. I mean, it was everything you wanted. It was British, which is also what you could always want from a Xenoblade game. The final boss was, like, I can only describe it as, like, Andros in, like, melting time space, and when we go on the Switch, I have a screenshot that you said this game looked crusty. The final, like, cutscene after you beat the last boss is the full 3D models of the characters, like, standing on just, like, a blue and gold solid background, and it looks awful.
Oh,
It looks so bad.
I only watched you play a little bit of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but it looked alright. And why do I feel like I have such like a red flag with people who say they really like Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
Because it's a big booby gotcha game, technically.
That's true.
Much like something we will be getting to 4 games from now on this list. So I can't wait to get to that one, because that'll land me in hot water. But what is in hot water is another GBA game, kind of. Mario vs. Donkey Kong, a Switch remake.
Okay, that's on me. I liked the game. I liked watching you play that game when like before we go to bed, we were just played Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I'm like, I like the game. I like watching you play the game.
This was a good remake, because it was, again, more one-to-one with the original, but they added 2 new worlds, and those worlds felt like they belonged in the world of Mario vs. Donkey Kong, a series they never went back to, unfortunately. There was never another one after this, no.
I also love, by the way, do you have Mario Wonder on this list?
Mario Wonder is 2023.
Oh, okay. Because you're right. Because it was very weird. This game released after Mario Wonder, and they went back to the Charles Martinet voices. I was like, huh? What?
Same with Paper Mario as well. That also,
I think I know it's probably because, they're remakes and they want to stay faithful, quote unquote, but it's still, like, weird choices.
I feel like it's just like a remake thing to just, like, just reuse voice clips. Like, the Snake Eater remake is reusing the original voice lines, from the original game.
Oh, okay.
So it's probably, like, a way to kind of, like, I guess kind of cut corners, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to be like, hey, Afghani, we need new voice clips. But at the same time, I think they have a good amount of Afghani voice clips right now.
Yeah, and it's great because the thing about voicing Mario is you voice him for like 2 games, and you probably never have to come back into the studio for like 10 years until they need like another like different Wahoo.
Afghani, we're missing Wahoo 6. Can you come in to record, please?
I think my favorite thing about like Mario Party Jamboree, which I completely forgot to put on this list, by the way.
Okay, more cheese. You deserve more cheese.
No, not more cheese. No.
More cheese.
Race for Impact. But my favorite thing about Jamboree is like, if and Brothership as well. If not for the fact Martinet retired, they would still be reusing, especially for Brothership, there'd still be Superstar Saga voice lines in that game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of old RPGs, Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. More like this game is always in a crisis.
Everyone laughed.
You just cut to like Statler and Waldorf just going like, oh.
I think I saw big lightning outside. I got spooked.
Hell yeah. Ever Crisis. I was really excited for it because I'm like, oh, it's like classic FF7 on my phone, and now technically on Steam as well. I played it, and I didn't even. Oh, that was definitely thunder. Wow.
Yeah, I saw this big flash outside.
I heard it. I heard it and I felt it. Uh-oh.
Same. I got so spooked.
But Ever Crisis, I did not even get out of Midgar. The way the game is structured is it's in a very small chapter-by-chapter playlist, I guess. And some of those are literally you just watch a cutscene, and then it boots you back to the main menu. Some are, ooh, we talk for 2 voice lines. Fight Guard Scorpion and do a tutorial. Oh, you're back to the main menu. Oh, cool, you can throw for Barrett's best weapon now, I guess. Just, oh god, it is Final Fantasy VII slop. This might be slop of the year.
This is not how you do a gacha.
No. It was bad. I like the alternate costumes some characters got. That's about it. Hey, I got I think yeah, like Barrett's best weapon or something, and that was it. And then I'm just like, cool, I'm not playing this. So that also got dropped. One of 2 gachas on this list that got dropped. But what isn't a gacha and was kind of fun, Penny's Big Breakaway, a game by a lot of the devs from Sonic Mania, I believe, actually worked on this.
Yeah, it's a good game. I really like it.
I don't hate it. It was fun. Like, the gameplay's really fun, and the physics. This is a game I would genuinely, like, love to learn how to speedrun.
It's very old Sega flavored in the best way possible.
Like, this would have been on, like, the Dreamcast or Saturn or something.
Hell yeah.
The biggest issue I had was by the time you get to, like, World 3, 2 or 3, level design and enemies just become so repetitive. And it just kind of starts feeling like you're doing the same level over and over and over again. And it just kind of wore on. It's not a bad game. It just kind of needed, like, more fresh coats of paint, I feel like. And I would have probably ranked it even higher, honestly.
I feel like that's a game that probably deserves a sequel to flesh it out more, but I could see that.
A sequel would probably go really hard. But I'm also like, I kind of would like to see just what new thing they can make. Katamari, speaking of series that should return, Katamari, this being, I think Beautiful is the Xbox exclusive one?
That's the most recent Katamari, isn't it?
Maybe, yeah, it might be. It's Katamari, right? It's, what else do you expect? There's cousins, there's some presents, there's tons of objects, you roll up a planet at the end, I mean...
It's a good game. It gives the head the good feel.
It has the good brain chemicals, and I appreciate that.
And there's nothing more you really need from Katamari except good brain chemicals. It's very much a very welcome kind of game in an industry flooded with who wants to be the next AAA long game thing, you know?
I think we need more Katamaris in this world.
We need more beautiful Katamaris.
What doesn't give me the good brain feels is number 20 on this list. Genshin Impact.
Boo, cheat, nah. We have very conflicting views on Genshin Impact. But your main thing is like, oh, it feels so claustrophobic in the beginning. They don't let you explore, and you have to be, you have to go through the story as intended. And yes, I agree with you there.
So, oh god, so this was actually my return to the game. I played this game when it came out, and I played almost the entirety of, like, the first region, which is Mondstadt. Instead of a small tutorial area, like the Great Plateau in Breath of the Wild. What if the Great Plateau lasted you 15 hours, is what Mondstadt is.
Mondstadt was that long?
I'm just saying, it was a decent amount of time. What's the point of... Okay, I don't like open world games. But what's the point of an open world game that's more so just a hallway simulator?
I mean, that's how it is in the first part, because they're just like, oh, you gotta go to this place, you gotta go to that place, especially in the Mondstadt Archon quest. It's very, very pigeonholy. But once you open up, like, once you open up to leeway, it becomes a little less bearable, but Mondstadt is pretty rough to begin with. Oh my god, that's a lot of lightning.
That was more lightning.
I'm scared, oh man.
I genuinely think my biggest problem with, like, the Mondstadt thing was that there was parts of the map that were visible, and I could not go to them.
Yeah, and it's my mom's like, yeah, go in this area later.
I would prefer if the world just ended at a sharp cliff.
Sometimes it does. That's a funny thing.
But I eventually just got tired of the open world formula again, which will be a continuing trend on this list. Also, it's gacha, and then it's just like, oh, I was planning on getting this character. Too bad.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the gacha elements, I understand, burn people out. Is it bad that I still love playing Genshin Impact?
I feel like if you have the right units, right? I got 2 characters I genuinely really, really loved playing when I was still playing this, and that was Navia and Arlechello. They were the only parts of the game I liked.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all you need from me.
And that's because both those characters were essentially hit one button and the enemy dies.
Especially Navia. Why is she so cracked?
Because rocks. Bop, 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 bop.
Right.
But no, literally the last time I played this, I failed to pull the 5-star and then uninstalled.
What was the 5-star you're pulling?
Fiorina.
Right.
But that was, I passively see new characters and I passively see story stuff, and I'm like, that's really, like, genuinely, there are good aspects to this game. And I think if there comes a time where Genshin hits an end, if there is a true, genuine ending to this game, and they put out a Genshin Impact Complete Edition, I would not be uninterested in that.
If you let's say you finish Mondstadt and Leeway, and I guess Inazuma, because Inazuma is still kind of Pidgey-holy, but if they did do a complete game and you were able to explore the map, would you at least try it?
I would. I would genuinely. There's another quote-unquote complete edition later in this list that I gave up on many years ago, and then they released a complete edition, and I'm like, this is fun when you can play a real video game. So, who knows? Maybe years from now we'll be talking about this again on this channel, but for now, or if I lose another bet, you know?
And you know what? Genshin Complete Edition is when we're finally going to see Rochely's next rerun.
Correct. We go from a game that made me upset to actual, factual cocaine. It's time to talk about Balatro.
Oh my god. Balatro.
Where do we want to start on this one?
Okay, because it's very funny, because you got the digital version and you got the physical version, and I say, maybe I want to play it, and after you got the physical version, I was just like, you got the physical version just for collector's sake, and I was all over that version.
That cart has lived in your Switch pretty much since.
Yep.
Balatro is... It's interesting because I feel like if this came out like 2 years ago, I would not have been interested. There was a big moment, like, early last year, I think, where I got both Vampire Survivors and Hades at, like, the same time. And that was when roguelikes, like, hit for me.
Yeah, it's like something clicked and it's like, ooh, I get it now.
Those 2 games, Hades and Vampire Survivors, which is literally the next game on this list, that was when I was like, okay, I understand, I get it. Because I had played Binding of Isaac, I had played Gungeon, I had played, I think Transistor as well, and I just, like, kind of bounced off all of them. But when you add cards, and you add bright bing, 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 bing effects, and your numbers catch on fire, I was literally playing this, like, 5 minutes before I went live today.
Literally. But yeah, like many times I would be like, oh, I'm gonna do something, but first let me play some Balatro, and I'm stuck in it like an hour or so.
That is how it be, you know. Oops. Just brought up tits again accidentally. Accidentally showed tits. Don't ban me, Twitch. I mean, just fun game. People have talked about this. What else needs to be said?
Sorry, I had to.
Splish. Vampire Survivors is our next game on this list.
Now, this is the game I always come to you, and I'm like, are you playing Coco Melon again? And the answer is yes.
But here's the thing with me. I might actually just be playing a Coco Melon game.
Because you love trash.
Because that exists on the Switch. We may see that later. Who knows?
Vampire Survivors is so funny. Because it's like, when it started, they just got all these Castlevania things, and then Konami just kind of like ignored it, and a couple years later, they actually have Castlevania stuff.
It went from the, like, Steam banner having a very clearly traced Bayonetta 2 artwork, and reusing, like, actual Castlevania sprites, to, oh, that's Contra, and that's the only new Contra and Castlevania content we have nowadays.
I guess they appreciate it.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and apparently Konami saw that and was like, yo, this is what we need. Also, the dev did an interview as a Muppet, so...
Amazing. Hey, question. How old is this game right now?
Came out last year, I think?
And they still don't have vampires in it?
No. Listen, I haven't finished the Castlevania stuff yet, so maybe. I know it's marked as gold, but that was like 2 DLCs ago.
Right.
More weird Mario remakes.
Oh yeah, this one. You had some issues with this one.
I have opinions about this remake. So I didn't play it when it came out because, one, I find Inside Story already to be one of the weaker Mario RPGs. Like, people actually really liked this game originally, and I didn't care for it originally. I didn't care for how the Superstar Saga remake looked, even though I played it. I actually hate the art style. I think it looks awful. And they double down on it in Inside Story. But what's super weird about this game is it's Inside Story hard mode. Every enemy stat has increased. Bosses take way longer to kill. Your special moves cost more BP to use than it did in the original game. I actually looked this up for, like, almost every special move, and they cost more in the remake. I don't know why. Enemy HP is higher, which is like, hey, you know, like, people ask for Nintendo games to be harder, so I mean, hey, we got that here technically. Other than that, that's a lot of thunder. Other than that, I mean, it's Inside Story with a worse art style. Just play the original game on a 3DS. And
you mean DS, or like you play the DS version on your 3DS?
Play the DS version on your 3DS. Alternatively, just play Partners in Time. That's a better game.
You know, it's funny. This game. A coworker of mine was talking about this game. Not a ranking. We're just kind of like, we're gonna get to ranking soon. We're just kind of
there's rankings and there's awards to give out. So very soon.
We're just talking about every single game that we mainly Hydelinne played.
And the next game that I played is the last game I dropped on this list.
Wait. So, one thing about Mario and Luigi Bowser Inside Story, 3DS, would you say it has balancing issues, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, and reminder that after this game, Alpha Dream, like, kind of fell apart, right?
Oh yeah, no, like how many games can you talk about? I thought that was a stream alert that just went off for a moment. I was like, I don't have that. No, it was the paid off debt sound, because the New Leaf soundtrack is part of this.
Oh, huh.
No, how many games can you name that bankrupted the studio? Like, there's not a lot.
Yay, cheese!
Um,
And Mitty, I would give you a reward. All these rewards are for games, but I give you the Big Goober award.
Goober of the Year goes to.
Mitty's Goober of the Year.
But yeah, best chat member award goes to. And then it's like in Mario Party when like 5 people win the same bonus star.
Good.
Up next is my last drop game on this list, Horizon Zero Dawn. So I was curious. I got this game for like $5 a couple years ago when it was on sale, and I was like, all right, it's getting like a remake. It's got a sequel. I think the sequel might be getting a remake. This character's in Genshin Impact of all things. Time to see what the hype is about, right? I describe this as that meme of Mr. Krabs golfing, and then he's like, "Oh right, I hate golf. Oh right, I hate open world games."
Did you not know this was an open world game?
No, I knew it. I was just hoping it had something fun and fresh, you know. But it's just gather materials, gather crafting, fight monsters and survive. Go to your Ubisoft towers.
Reminder, the only reason that Aloy was in Genshin Impact is only because Sony wanted something to keep them like on this PS4, like on the PS4 and only PS4 for a good time.
Also, remember, Hoyo went to Xbox first, and Xbox turned them down.
And now look who's getting Xbox release and new Xbox wings.
Imagine turning down exclusivity of one of the games of like this decade, technically, you know.
That's crazy.
But you know, Horizon, Aloy, the robot dinosaurs are cool. I just personally just don't care for another survival crafting open world game. That's really it.
It's really the crafting that gets me in open world games. It's like I want to keep the weapon. I don't want it to explode.
Yeah, no. Also, the game like is very pretty. That's one of the like biggest standout things of it.
That's true.
Another game that's really pretty, Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remake.
Oh, what a good remake! And it added 2 new bosses.
It added 2 new bosses. It added a second reason to go through the pit. It added just a bopping soundtrack, and I mean overall it's just Thousand Year Door. It's one of my favorite stream series this year, honestly.
You know what's crazy about the remake? It's very much one of those things where you go through it and you notice so many different like sprites and different like just stances, I guess. Like different like not what am I trying to say? Like sprites?
Like different poses?
Yeah, poses, exactly. You notice all these different poses and it's like, oh, it makes it feel more alive. And when you go back to the original, Thousand Year Door remake is how you would remember it in your mind, you know?
And I love those kinds of remakes, honestly, where it's like, oh, this is like, it's weird because I want to do a video on this topic eventually. This, and I mean, especially Thousand Year Door. People love Thousand Year Door remake. How is this being a 1-to-1 remake and Mario RPG being a 1-to-1 remake? Great, and people will kiss them. But the moment Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl walk through the door, it's hello, human resources?
It's like a mixture of Pokemon fans, and it's still feeling a bit rushed at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, I mean, people figure out how to warp to Cynthia in like 2 minutes.
True.
But yeah, no, Thousand Year Door was probably my favorite Mario release of this year.
I think the telling of a good remake is the remake is so good it's hard to go back to the original.
Yeah, like, why would I ever play the GameCube version again?
Yeah.
Outside of, like, something that's emulator exclusive, like a randomizer or something.
Scary thunderstorm.
Time! Was once upon a time. Dawn Trail!
This was the game that was like, hey man, I'm gonna have to cancel plans. I'm playing Dawn Trail for like a couple weeks straight.
I played this game for 11 hours straight when it came out. My wrist came out worse on the other end.
Oh, no.
I literally switched to playing controller for 14 because of that.
By the way, how'd the Fantasia taste?
Yummy, I'm a tall little elf lady now.
I'm still a Lala. I love running around like a little goober.
You got, what, like 4 Fantasias in your inventory now?
Yeah, and none of them used. I'm honestly just storing them for just for the funny.
Oh, that's weird. I look to my right and I see the quest direction say, speak to Wook Lamont.
Woke Lamont?
Woke Lamont. More like Yawn Trail, am I right?
Okay, what did you think of the story of Dawn Trail?
I think a lot of people's criticism of Dawn Trail come down to the fact they don't understand that it's not your story this time.
Yeah, it's like, it's the same criticisms I had with, with Pokemon and them using Ash as kind of a mentor figure. Oh, like, because he's grown out of his whole thing of people helping him and now he has to help others. But it feels a little bit more special when you're the main character helping another main character.
Yeah, I described it as, we're not Ash, we're Brock.
Yeah, and honestly, I kind of like the outsider looking in, especially when you're going to a brand new, like, culture. And man, what they did with the culture of all of South and Central America into Tuliolol and all the surrounding areas. It's just so good.
I think this might have my favorite set of maps in an expansion.
Honestly, I mean, I think my favorite map honestly is Mamook, just for the world building alone.
Oh, definitely, yeah. But I think that the reason that Wook Lamot's in every cutscene is because she's the main character. This is her story, not the Warrior of Lights this time.
I mean, I think that criticism is mainly coming from the Cockroach Man. You know the Cockroach Man?
Oh, yeah, no, Master of Roaches. Like that one Metallica song, Master of Roaches, it's pulling the strings.
So yeah, the Master of Roaches himself was like, hey, why does this feel like you're dating them? And it's like, you're not dating them. What? Like, it's like the pinnacle of just really bad media literacy.
Also, it's funny because I don't think that person ever played past Stormblood. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, I thought they played a lot of Final Fan. They don't?
Yeah, like up to like part of Stormblood, I think, and that was it.
God, that is hilarious. Be gone, the Roach Man. Be gone, the Roach Man.
To WoW with you, back to WoW. But I think
you roach creature.
I do think the peak of Wook Lamont shenanigans is in the final boss, where all your, like, NPC companions get teleported away, and it's like, all right, this is finally your moment to help. And then midway through, Wook Lamont breaks through reality and into the arena, something that only Shinryu and Neo X-Death have ever been able to do. And I just think that's funny that she is on the power level of Neo X-Death, technically.
I know she broke reality, I think. I think there's another thing involved there, too. But it kind of reminded me of one of the Eden fights, where you have... what was Emo Lady's name again?
Gaia, you mean the Shiva fight, right? Where she just comes in with a hammer?
Yes, she comes in with a hammer to save her girlfriend.
As one does, you know? The long bacon was powerful in that raid series. But, I think my biggest criticism is the main villain. Because they build you up with 2 fake outs and then only reveal the true antagonist, like, at, like, the 90% mark. And I think they're really cool. I wish we got more of Sphene.
I do enjoy Sphene and all the back end stuff, but the back end of Dawn Trail is very, like, disconnected because it was just one random thing happened at the end of the first thing that you're like the first thing wrapped up. You help woke Lamont with her thing, her shenanigans, whatever. You solved her family issues. That's all fun and good. And then Act 2 happens, and it's just like, oh, a whole new thing happened, and now you gotta help her with this.
For me, I think it's like the power scaling of like, oh, we're gonna have a fun summer vacation. Oh no, the other lizard person became a weird cyber electro dictator. Oh, they're not even the problem anymore.
It's not even like the whole thing with woke Lamont's family after the first half. After you helped everything, it's just like, okay, episode 2, now you gotta help like a random cyber city just dropped out of nowhere, and you have to like help political nations again. It's really funny.
Also, where in an expansion that's all about geopolitics, where was Alphino?
Didn't Alphino stood back with the Garleans and then called upon some friends to help them with the invasion, and that's all you really did.
Right, yeah, no, it's just like, I feel like they just kind of threw the Scions away, which again, fine, we can have new side characters, it's a new story, it's the new world.
I mean, to be fair, in Endwalker, they were setting up to not have the Scions go together, and then they had the Scions go together, but not all of them, just some of them.
And again, we have, like, Y'shtola, who has had this, like, subplot of discovering alternate worlds. And we go to, like, an area that's essentially, like, the death of all worlds at the end of this, and we have a world merge with ours. Where's Y'shtola? You know, like, I feel like they, in the parts where they could have used the Scions, they didn't. And I don't know.
In the parts where they used the Scions, especially during the whole like trial with woke Lamont, and the whole thing that they built up from the trailers was like, oh, you have to fight the Scions because you're kind of doing like a friendly game, like a friendly summer game, and then that's just kind of like thrown away after a couple trials.
Yeah, no, because like eventually they just all unite, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess. Everyone's going to drop out of the race and endorse one candidate. All right.
That's essentially what happened.
Anyway, Dawn Trail, I mean, I like it. I think it's the 3rd best expansion, only behind Shadowbringers and Endwalker. So I still like Dawn Trail more than most of the community does.
Dawn Trail was a really nice romp, despite my criticisms. I really enjoyed it.
I think my last thing to say about it is I think that it fell into a lot of the same issues that Stormblood did, which is that it came after, like, one of the peaks of the entire game.
Yeah, like, Endwalker is a really, really hard thing to, like, top after you did everything. To be fair, they said Dawn Trail was kind of gonna feel more like a beach episode more than anything. I like the chill vibe of Dawn Trail.
Oh, I do too, yeah.
I like for what we got, and I feel like we got what we promised and a little bit more. And I think that's all we really need. It's still really solid. It's still Final Fantasy XIV, and it didn't feel like it dropped in quality at all.
For the most part, yeah. I think this had some of the best dungeon design and, like, raid design.
And hey, it got like a really, really good quote by the end by Sphene.
I mean, the line, if bloodshed will save my people, I will become history's bloodiest queen sounds like something from Game of Thrones, and yet it's said to you by some, like, a HoloLive wannabe.
If geometry is what my nation needs, then I will become the world's most spherical queen.
Anyway, Dawn Trail. Good video game. Monster Hunter Stories.
Yeah. I love the anime so much, but Stories itself, it's still fun.
Yeah, no, we're talking about creature collectors. This is one of the best creature collectors out there.
Honestly, this is what I mean by you can have a creature collector and not be one-on-one with Pokemon.
And, it feeds naturally into the... Like, it just feels natural to the rest of the Monster Hunter franchise somehow. Despite, like, kind of ditching the elements for, like, a Fire Emblem weapon triangle. Or, like, type triangle, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, you can have a lot of fun, like morphing your monsters later on with the elements, but at the same end of the day, you're going to have pretty similar monotype builds on a single monster.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's fine that it's, like, simple. It hits a very specific itch for me.
Me too. It hits like a really good itch that I have with OCs, and when I went through Stories, it was very much of a OC kind of game, like playing as an OC kind of game for me, like the role play in the RPG, and I'm just like, yeah. That's probably the best way to experience it.
I agree full-heartedly. Up next, Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh, yeah, I am so happy that you played this. And especially since a lot of SA2 stuff has gotten like, the SA2 stonks have gone up this year.
I love how I went from playing this game for the very first time, never played it before, to playing Shadow Generations, which referenced a lot of stuff from this game, and then the Sonic 3 movie, which I haven't seen yet, but obviously has a lot of Shadow and Gerald and Maria in it. Is like a lot of... the thing I noticed most was how much Sonic Adventure 2 shaped the entire franchise. Even to this day.
It really did. The thing with SA2 particular, a little bit about 1, but mostly 2, it was surprisingly really dark. But that's kind of what fans crave, and that's also kind of what Sonic Team doesn't want to do anymore.
Yeah, it definitely... Actually, this is something I kind of want to say about Stories, too. My biggest complaint about Stories is how it's, like, 99% of the time just such a haha happy-go-lucky fun time in your little monster village. And sure, there's, like, the demon ghost of Ganondorf is leaking into the world, but, like, everyone's still like, haha, we're friends!
We're friends and everything's happy. I mean, Stories is very, very much like a slice of life shonen in a way.
Which is my least favorite genre of anime, so I mean...
Shonen or slice of life?
Slice of life. But Sonic Adventure 2, I mean... It is beloved for a reason. It is a really fun game. It glitched the hell out on me. Last story was a little annoying, but it is definitely still one of the peaks of this entire franchise.
Listen, the Sonic jank is special jank.
It really is like if I don't have jank in a Sonic game, I feel like I'm not playing Sonic in a way.
I mean, how would you rank Sonic Adventure 2? I'm curious.
Like, against the rest of the series?
No, I meant as a standalone, but sure.
As a standalone, like, great. Like, in the rest of the series, I'd put it up there with Unleashed in Colors.
Even with the Rouge levels?
Even with the Rouge levels.
Yeah, you kind of have to take the bad with the good, but Sonic Adventure 2 is a whole experience.
It is. Oh yeah, the Rouge levels sucked. But yeah, SA2, good. What is also good is Zenless Zone Zero.
And it's not a gacha problem with you. It's just how they implement the gacha.
Listen, I have won 50-50 every time in this game. And the times I haven't won 50-50, I got my wanted character only a couple pulls later. All I'm saying is if my pulls were worse, the ranking might be a little lower for this game.
All because of your crazy luck.
I sacrificed a Furina months ago so that I may get every character in this game that I ever wanted.
So, as story goes, because you're playing for story as well, is Zenless Zone Zero, does it have a good story?
I think it's... Yeah, I mean, for what it is, it definitely feels like a lighter stakes than like Genshin, for example. Because Genshin is one of those things where it's like, oh no, the twink got kidnapped. We gotta save him, or else Ganondorf's gonna eat the... I don't know why I keep bringing up Ganondorf. I guess...
It keeps coming back.
I mean, with Genshin, it's like, oh no, my sibling got, like, abducted by, like, sky demons or something, and then, oh no, we gotta save them, and then, if not, then the world's gonna, like, explode or something. I don't fully know, but, like, the stakes of Genshin are pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, the stakes of Genshin are pretty high because you're literally trying to save and tackle gods.
Like, you go from a drunk twink to the literal god of money to Electro Hitler, and, like, every expansion up to that point, and it's like, huh, yeah, no, the stakes have been raised. But Zenless Zone Zero so far is like, oh, let's go hang out with the cops, let's go hang out with a drunk bartender hanging out with some bikers, you know.
And didn't you just say you didn't like Slice of Life?
When it's not done well.
I guess.
I mean, I say that, but, like, literally the last patch ended with what I can only describe as, like, an Atlas boss. So, I guess those stakes are getting pretty high.
They're getting up there. The story is very interesting, especially with, like, they're taking the, oh, we're playing as outlaws angle from what was originally a Chinese company is interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely. Thank God for the, this, was it Singaporean branch of Hoyoverse, so that we can see, Nicole's, boob mole.
Oh, no, it's not a branch. They completely moved over to Singapore.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just, like, a different part of the studio was over there.
No, they completely moved headquarters to Singapore, so the CCP wouldn't be on their ass all the time.
That's really funny, and also kind of sad, because now we won't get the CCP costumes, which were genuinely an improvement, and, like, all of them in Genshin.
CCP, you have to include the extra C.
Did I say CP?
Yes! Stop saying that!
Okay. I was talking about Club Penguin, but okay. Anyway, Zenless is good. Nintendo World Championships NES Edition. Not much to say about it other than I literally only have this game because I picked it up at the Nintendo store.
Okay, now what does white mean?
I don't know what to put for it.
It's a game. Hey, I liked it. It was a fun novelty.
It's fun, and also because I had the NES controllers for Switch, it actually made it like a more complete experience.
I don't know what I would do with my knowledge of finishing Kirby 1-1, but hey, I can finish Kirby 1-1 pretty fast now.
Yeah, I know some tricks to play, like if I ever play Zelda 2, which I kind of plan on doing at some point this coming year, maybe. It's literally one of only 2 Zeldas I've never beaten. I know some stuff about that game now.
I can beat Balloon Fight very fast.
World #1 Balloon Fight speedrunner.
Hell yeah.
This game may... Like, I don't have a lot to say about it because it's also just a collection of ROMs, but biggest regret of this year was not streaming this Nintendo Direct.
Oh, true. Hey, you know what's funny? This game was nominated for Best Fighting Game Collection in the actual Game Awards. It's I just find it really funny.
It is really funny that like a bunch of 90s arcade games, it was just like, yeah, sure, give me Game of the Year nominee in 2024 for this category.
What was your reaction when it was first announced?
Very loud screaming. I cannot believe this happened. I still kind of can't believe that this is a thing.
You were like,
ah! But yeah, Marvel Collection. Had fun streaming it. I want to hop down a little bit because I put Punisher on here. Punisher was the only game from that collection I technically beat, and I beat it on stream co-op. But I just kind of want to point that out because I feel like it deserved a different slot because I actually finished it. What I didn't finish yet is Final Fantasy 16. Wins the award for worst port.
soon. Man, I do not like this port, but you can say it better in your own words.
I have, if I check my Steam right now, which I can do, I have 32.8 hours in Final Fantasy 16. I'm willing to bet 3 of those are just trying to get the game to start. Once I start the game, it actually works fine.
Every time Phoenix appears on stream, on the game, it just stops.
And it's crazy because I got this computer about a year ago with a 4070 because I'm like, I want to play PC games and I want to future-proof my streaming for PC games and just playing PC games. And now we're already at a point where it doesn't matter because optimization is so terrible.
Yeah, and it's more of an industry thing more than anything, but please get on your shit with actual good ports.
The press L3 R3 moment was like, I forgot the prompt, so I think it was like find your flame. Peak fiction. That's all I can say about the story.
The story's really good. I wish I could see it through all the gunk and fog and like just really bad poor optimization.
But good, another good character action game, honestly.
It feels good.
What isn't a character action game but it's still good is Silent Hill 2.
For the PS2 specifically.
Original enhanced edition technically with some mods, but
what did you think about the game? I'm curious.
I thought the gameplay was very shitty, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, again, it's a game that kind of lives off the experience.
I know that he stuck his hand in a toilet, but James controls like a pile of diarrhea.
Tank control.
I didn't even play with tank controls. I had the mod that made it play like a normal game.
Oh yeah.
And it still felt like crap.
But what I'm wondering is, did you think of the story, the narrative?
Story was very good, and now I understand what a Silent Hill is and why he was there.
Yeah, and every time I walk away from somebody playing a game, I feel like I've experienced a tragedy every playthrough.
Yeah, I get that. I believe another streamer put it best when he said, video games are fun.
Video games are fun. Video games are cool.
Silent Hill 2 wins the award for game I would just never play again. Because I will never, ever, ever be able to recapture this experience that I had.
I mean, don't you love those kinds of games too?
Those are the best ones. I might pick up Remake someday when it's not $70, because that's insane.
Well, it's not $70 and locked to the PS5. Oh wait, it's not PC?
It's on PC.
Okay, maybe when it's on PC with hopefully the ability to run on a PC.
Because Remake does look good, and I would like to check it out someday, but
Remake is still worth the play even if you play the original Silent Hill 2.
I heard they added like 2 or 3 new endings and like move some stuff around, so
They moved a lot of things around. Like, the gameplay is a whole new experience.
Interesting. Okay. Well, when it's not an insanely overpriced PS2 game, I will pick that up.
You mean PS5 game?
No, it's a PS2 game that looks pretty.
No, it's a whole new experience, the remake.
I mean, it's literally the same reason I didn't get the Dragon Quest III remake. Why am I paying $60 for a pretty SNES game?
Isn't it longer?
No, I think it's pretty much a 1-to-1 remake.
No, Silent Hill 2.
Maybe they added more. I actually don't know that.
I think it's longer.
Huh. Anyway, Silent Hill 2 truly is peak fiction. Luigi Mansion 3 is an okay game.
It's an okay.
I think just like Portal, this game overstayed its welcome a lot. There's a reason it's green and not yellow, and that's not because it's Luigi. By the time I got to the third stream of this game, I was burnt out on just how samey everything felt.
I picked up the game myself, and I'm like, oh, I love Luigi's Mansion 3. And when I saw the sheer amount of collectibles and how the game was built, I'm like, oh, I know what kind of game this is. And then I immediately dropped it.
It's in the same way that Prince of Persia is a Metroidvania hiding a character action game. This is a game hiding a Metroidvania in a way.
Yeah, I wish it was more clear on that it was a Metroidvania.
I probably will finish the game in my own time sometime, but by the time it's because I got this game, I was excited because it was one singular mansion. It wasn't a weird pick up and play, a 5-minute mission like 2. But in a weird way,
it's still structured like 2.
It is. It's still structured almost exactly like Luigi's Mansion 2, but now just in one mansion instead of like 5 or 6.
I mean, I guess you would say the original Luigi's Mansion is kind of like a Metroidvania, but it was also kind of segmented.
It felt more streamlined, though.
Yeah, and Luigi's Mansion 2 and 3 is like, oh, you have very, very, very separate levels that are very pocketed within themselves, and they don't really connect anything. And it feels the world building is very disconnected because of that, and I don't like it.
Yeah, no, it also, every area feels like an amusement park, if that makes sense, because it's so insanely themed to one specific idea. It doesn't feel like a mansion. It feels like I'm walking from theme park to theme park.
Which is really funny, because I think a couple years after this, they were like, oh, time to do theme parks, IRL.
Yeah, no, because like the first game had themes. There was the kitchen, there was the hunting room, there was the ghost girl pees on the bed in the upside down room, there was the gold room, and they still felt more natural.
Yeah, because it still felt like a mansion, like a big mansion with just a bunch of rooms, but they're all connected.
What wasn't a disappointment, Zelda returns to 2D, and it was a great return to 2D.
Do you care to explain how you solve most of the bosses in this game?
So I decided, instead of picking out specific echoes to fight the bosses, I decided to just beat every enemy in the game by just summoning a bunch of crows.
Like, we go to a big boss and, it's like, what it's time for? It's 6 fucking crows.
6 crows, 6 crows!
6 crows, 6 crows! I was very excited, like this was another game that we spent, the night, before bedtime. It's like, hey, it's time to play Echoes of Wisdom, and we were so excited to get back in this game every single time.
Even 100%ed it.
Yeah, I mean, the game is pretty easy to 100%, to be fair, but it's really fun to do that too.
It was great, and I am so glad that Nintendo did not forget about 2D Zelda, because it would be very easy to be like, the sales of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are 17 bajillion. Why would we ever do 2D again? And they would be right to think that, honestly.
Isn't this the first official Nintendo game where you play as Zelda?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, unofficial Nintendo game that you play as Zelda was Wand of Gamelon.
And then you have Hyrule Warriors, which was developed by Koei Tecmo. So that's not even a Nintendo developed game. You could make the stretch in Spirit Tracks that you play as Zelda, but she's a ghost.
Hey, don't forget about Zelda's Adventure for the CDI as well.
It's so funny, people don't even count that as, like, one of the CDI games.
So weird.
People always forget about Zelda's Adventure. What people don't forget about, I am so good with these segues, wow, is Persona 6.
6? Oh, Metaphor.
Metaphor. I have not even gone out of the demo, and I can tell that this is going to be a special game. I have a lot of issues with Persona. One of them is that it's just a high school anime 90% of the time. Metaphor asks the question, what if Persona was medieval?
Like, what if it was high fantasy?
Yeah, what if Persona was medieval high fantasy? And it works really well. And I kind of hope that this becomes like a side series, right? Like you get Persona 6 and you get Metaphor 2.
I hope so too, because I think Persona is starting to burn out a little on the modernisms of the story, that I feel high fantasy is such a breath of fresh air for the developers.
Or they make a third one and you go like a third series and you go to like future.
Yeah, but me personally, I like fantasy more than future, but I could see them doing that too.
I don't have a lot to say because I haven't gotten super duper far, but it is a really good game and the job system pretty good. I don't like how the dungeons kind of like force you into a very specific build every time. I wish it was more free flowing, like in say Final Fantasy V. But I am a sucker for a good job system, so I've also heard the game kind of runs out of. I've heard that this is a game that kind of overstays its welcome a little bit too.
Yeah, I mean, it's also an extremely slow burning game. It takes a long time for the story to really ramp up.
No, it starts on a bang.
Oh, really? Because I heard like you don't really get into the meat of it until like 4 hours in.
Yeah, but like they give you a good hook instantly instead of say like Persona 5 where, oh no, you're framed for a crime, now you gotta go live with Mr. Coffee Man.
The state of the world this game released in was almost a bit too real that it actually put some people off like playing it right away.
Yeah, I can see that, yeah. But Metaphor is a very fun time, and this wins the award of I can't wait to finish this next year. UFO 50. I played this game. I was kind of sick when I streamed it. So I feel like my stream of it wasn't like great, you know? But I did play it a lot afterwards, and the games are really fun. I haven't even gotten to the one that's like a straight up 30-hour RPG.
In a field in an industry that was kind of rampant with like really poorly optimized and not so well thought out AAA titles, UFO 50 was such a breath of fresh air that I really hope a lot of games kind of follow after.
I also think that it's like there's so many. The retro aesthetic market is so saturated with so many games. And I think the fact that this is, in a weird way, a console? In that it's just a bunch of games. All, like, kind of spanning everywhere from, like, an Atari to an NES in terms of quality. I would argue some of the games were almost kind of made bad on purpose to capture a very specific feel. It's good. There is a game for everyone. I like the one where you make the people turn into blocks or explode or do an E-Honda headbutt in order to gain the most distance. And that chameleon one is really fun.
I actually kind of want to pick it up just for the chameleon game.
There's a lot of stuff in it. I haven't even seen like probably half the games because I keep trying to perfect each run.
True, yeah.
One thing I did pick up, and I know a lot of people who did, is web fishing. What do we think about web fishing?
It is a chill game, and I think you kind of need a very specific group of people to enjoy the game to the fullest.
Yeah, I've only ever played this game alone, and it's still like I'll put on like a podcast or something and just like kind of it is. There's a term I've used to describe a couple games in the past that is the video game equivalent of smoking weed.
In a good way, right?
Like, it gives you the good high, where, like, you can do it alone or in a group setting. Web fishing is video game marijuana.
I can see that, and it really gives the vibe of video game marijuana.
It's very, like, Animal Crossing, and in that regard, I wish there was more music to it. Because, like, the two songs in this game are very fun and give me, like, Animal Crossing GameCube vibes.
But then it got so quiet. And I'm like, why? Just keep playing the music.
Yeah, the music's, like, 20 seconds and it's just, like, gone. And then, also, you can wear a hat that says, I love peeing. So, it has to be Game of the Year.
I love peeing. That's my favorite hat.
What has hats is Mario and Luigi Brothership.
You had way more experience with this game than me.
I mean, I played a couple islands, and I don't like the flow of the game. The battles take way too long, because even your normal attacks are now similar to, like, the special moves that would be like a 3-4 hit combo. And there's no way around it. And so now battles just take longer, like, by default. I don't know why Mario can't just jump on the little beansprout guy. Instead, he has to do a half triple axel off Luigi's shoulders. Like, why do you gotta show off so much?
I mean, how far did you get into the game thus far?
Like, the first, not lighthouse, but, like, the first big lighthouse. I unlocked, like, the second area of the map. I think the game's very pretty. I love the art style. But, like, the flow of the game, the dialogue, the dialogue isn't, like, nearly as, like, clever as the older games. It's clear that it's not the same studio as before.
Yeah, I mean, I know that they got some people from Alpha Dream to make this game.
It just doesn't capture the magic of, like, the first three, which in general, the Mario and Luigi series was already kind of like that from, like, Dream Team onwards.
I mean, it's no Paper Jam, right?
I've never played Paper Jam.
I mean, did you see that one video about Paper Jam?
I don't think I have, actually.
It was, like, peak Nintendo.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, that era of Nintendo is something. Is mouthwashing. That was a vibe.
This was a game that, like, gave me a weird hyperfixation with.
I can see that. No, mouthwashing is the closest thing to a Silent Hill on this list that isn't Silent Hill.
And it's mainly just a really good sci-fi story. Like, the sci-fi stories I kind of grew up with, like, around, and the ones I really, really like, it is such a good narrative. It's almost like a really good book, but they use the game aspect of it to a really cool visual level that I really appreciate.
I think obviously the narrative is the strong point of the game, but I think that the art direction of making it kind of like a PS1 style almost really elevates the sci-fi. If this was just a Unreal Engine realism asset flip, this game would not hit as hard.
I actually hate the likes of Bendy. Bendy pissed me off for some reason. I really feel like the narrative was just so shallow, so overused at that point, and so boring. And they didn't do anything with the gameplay that I really warrants it being a game. Mouthwashing is the complete opposite of Bendy for me.
I know nothing about Bendy, so I can't speak to that regard. But I mean, I don't want to speak about it because spoilers. But horses.
It's a really good narrative. It's a good narrative that makes that kind of warps your thinking. It's a little bit about what I've heard about House of Leaves in that respect.
I'm kind of glad it only has one ending as well.
Yeah, because it really feels like I'm reading a book in a good way.
Yeah, exactly. Mouthwashing is one of the peak indies of this year for sure.
It's a really, really good narrative. I love it a lot, and I actually recommended I recommended a person that I know would probably like this kind of sci-fi, and I'm like, ooh, I'm excited.
Oh, nice.
I love existentialism sci-fi a lot.
Yeah, that's a good vibe. I don't know. It's not sci-fi. It'd technically be more horror. Is Castlevania Aria of Sorrow for the Game Boy Advance?
I mean, horror sci-fi is my favorite kind of sci-fi too.
Yeah, no, that is a pretty good one. I do like some. I mean, horror has to be very specific for me to like it, but I mean, it's a classic sprite-based 2D Metroidvania. I genuinely don't really have much to say other than that. I love that Soma is essentially a blue mage and can learn enemy moves.
Which is funny. I got confused because Soma was another kind of sci-fi narrative in the style of mouthwashing, but that's another game.
Yeah. No, I've seen that one. Aria of Sorrow is pretty good. I generally don't have much more to say about it. Punisher we kind of talked about with the Marvel collection. Fields of Mystria, because sometimes you have a long day and your mental health is not good, and you need a Stardew-like to play to unwind after the day. That's literally what Fields of Mystria is. It is a Stardew-like with some great characters. There's dragons. I think I haven't gotten to the dragons yet, but I hate to say its whole identity is just Stardew-like, but I'm farming, I'm building relationships with the villagers, I'm gathering stuff for their bridge to fix so that they can have the market again.
I mean, is it more like a Harvest Moon-like than a Stardew-like?
I've never played Harvest Moon.
I actually did not know you played this game, and I forgot this was a game.
It is. I was recommended it, and I got it, and I was like, yay, more Stardew. Because I'm at a weird point where I have, more or less 100% at Stardew Valley, even though I still have the new patch to play. I kind of just, done with Stardew in a way.
I never could really get into Stardew because the time system makes me so anxious.
So I feel like the time system's actually worse in this game. I feel like it's even more tight.
Oh no. Which is funny because I haven't really got connected to Stardew, and I just picked up Animal Parade just the other day, so I'm kind of excited to get into that.
I cannot wait to see how We Harvest Moon plays, so...
It was the only Harvest Moon I really enjoyed.
Interesting. Up next is Marvel Rivals. the second Marvel game on this list. It's Marvel. It's Overwatch. Squirrel Girl has a friggin' huge butt. I love that I named my stream of this. Chris Pratt might be a problem.
Chris Pratt was not the problem.
You're correct. It was actually Iron Man. I mean, it's just a really fun game. Don't play ranked. Don't play ranked.
I was gonna say something about oh yeah, Marvel Rivals. It's very funny that game was successful as an Overwatch-like, and then another game just kind of fell into the ether for being Overwatch-like.
Right. Yeah. It came out like only a couple weeks after the Concord incident. So it's really funny that Concord in Overwatch like died, and then another one came in and just like succeeded. Obviously, it's because Marvel characters are interesting and cool, and people like them, and no one gives a damn about the weird green dude or fake Hellboy in Concord.
What's really funny is that Concord felt like a Marvel, like, hash of Marvel, you know what I mean?
It felt like a very like Avengers Guardians movie era game.
Yeah, but it felt like it was stuck in there. While it's Marvel Rivals is actually more inspired by the original comic styles rather than the movies.
Concord is Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Marvel Rivals is Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah, what they said.
Atlas. Not to be confused with the publishers of Persona. Atlas.
It was one of the games like Web Fishing that just kind of blew up as an indie game for a bit.
Have you ever wondered, what if World of Warcraft really pandered to the furry audience even more than it kind of already does?
You know what's funny? Maybe it's my asexuality, but I'm just like, oh, the characters are pretty busty, but that's really it. And then I try to go on the Steam page and look at it, and then it's just like, oh, you can't view this if you're over 18. I'm like, huh? Oh, I guess so.
Oh. Let's see what the fur affinity page has for the... Atlas is cool. I love the art style. And I hate that one ghost, so... Mortal Shell is a Souls-like.
I was gonna say with Atlas, again, like Web Fishing, I think you need a very specific group to enjoy the game to the fullest.
Definitely. I would like to play that with, like, an actual, like, full party and see how that goes.
Wait, give me 1 second. Testing?
Hello?
Oh, never mind. I was just like, am I really going through stream? Yes, I was. I didn't think I was. Never mind.
Alright. Mortal Shell, asks the question, what if there's just another Souls game? Like, a really good Souls-like with a pretty interesting so far, like, body switching mechanic, I think.
I forgot this was a game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty small release. Like, I feel like it didn't catch on unless you were in, like, certain circles, like, really hardcore Souls players, like the people I know. I mean, it's a Souls game, basically. Like, I don't know what else to say. It feels good. It feels like a Souls game. Aminalwell. What do we think about Aminalwell?
I didn't see it. Was it good?
It's pretty good. You know how in, like, Super Metroid, there's the, like, areas that have the little harmless animals?
Oh, is it full of those little harmless animals?
It's a lot of really cute little guys, and then there's just a demon ghost cat that chases you.
I know the only thing I know about Animal Well, it was video game donkeys, like game publisher's first like published game. Donkey had nothing to really do about it except like publish it.
Yeah, well, pick a winner right here, honestly.
Yeah, I remember the one of the first like announcements of Animal Well was like the dev being like, "Oh hey, I'm the creator of Animal Well, and I'm really excited for you to play." And meanwhile, Donkey is just like dancing in the background, and that's just kind of the whole vibe with the development of this game.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But it's pretty fun so far. Um, I love the aesthetic. It's like a kind of like, almost looks like a rainy noir, like Metroidvania kind of.
You should look into Hollow Knight if you want like the same kind of like art style, similar art style.
Oh, I've played Hollow Knight. I've played like maybe 30% of the game. That game's, listen, that game's huge.
The game is big.
Um, but yeah, Animal Well, good time.
I can just say I am not going to expect any RPGs to come out of Donkey Studio.
Probably not. Speaking of RPGs that's not coming out of this studio, Final Fantasy 4 DS. Remember up here when I talked about the Bowser's Inside Story remake and how it's just the same game but harder? That's exactly what Final Fantasy 4 DS is. With some voice acting and some actually animated cutscenes. It's just play Pixel Remaster or the PSP version, honestly. I think the PSP version has the same animated cutscenes. But other than that, it's the only version of 4 I haven't beaten yet. Technically, I haven't played the Wonder Swan version, but no one owns a Wonder Swan.
Wonder Swan?
Wonder Swan. It was I think a handheld. It's very obscure, and there's a bunch of Final Fantasy games on it. What is also on handhelds is Animal Crossing Pocket Camp Complete.
If you count mobile as a handheld, sure.
I mean, it's a phone you hold in your hand.
Is you enjoy this game a lot, and it makes you very angry at New Horizons.
So, this game does make me angry, but not at Pocket Camp. I jokingly said, if I level up far enough, and I see the Robo series as a reward for crafting, I'm going to throw my phone. And once I hit like level 24, and the pop-up was like, you can now craft these, and I see the Robo table, I got genuinely upset. Why is that? Why is that? And why is the Polka Dot series not in New Horizons? Why is there perfect fruit in this game that's not in New Horizons? Why are there special villagers like Gracie? And why is there like special music if it's snowing that's not in New Horizons? What's up with that?
I feel like New Horizons is pandering to more of the general audience, which is really funny considering Pocket Camp is supposed to have a general audience because it's a mobile game.
And yet it feels more like a successor to New Leaf. And New Horizons feels more like the mobile game in certain aspects.
I mean, to be fair, Pocket Camp is using a lot of New Leaf assets, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah, no, the whole game's like one big asset flip, but still, it's still, in a weird way, I enjoy it more than New Horizons. What I also enjoyed that isn't a mobile game is Astrobot.
You've spent like 10 minutes having the ability to play this game, and you loved it, and so did I.
I need to find someone to borrow their PS5 for like a weekend. That is my takeaway of Astrobot.
You think you can beat Astrobot in a weekend?
Not 100%, but yeah, I could hit credits.
Astrobot is one of those games that make me appreciate kind of the gimmick era of games because it does everything with the controller and it does it so well.
It, and I mean this in the nicest way possible. Graphics aside, this is a Wii game.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because it's like, hey, here's all the gimmicks of our controller. The control is also just in the game. Have fun.
It's so good. I love collecting the little goobers and just hearing all of, like the little like everything that you run onto the like in the game, all the surfaces you run on is replicated onto the controller's speaker, and it actually you can feel it in a way. Like the haptics go crazy.
The rumble changes depending on the surface you're in, which I've experienced a little bit with Final Fantasy 14. If you play that on PC on a DualSense, it actually does rumble different depending on the texture you're on / what mount you're on. But to see it fully implemented into a real game was quite the experience, and honestly further like cements the DualSense is like one of my favorite controllers of all time.
I just wish a lot of games did a lot more with it.
It's almost like Sony should make more interesting first-party games that use the gimmick of the console that they put time and money into.
I know, right? I keep remembering that somebody said, "Do you think Sony is going to learn the wrong lessons from Astrobot's success?"
We will see. What we'll also see is the future of this series, because Shadow Generations is really cool. I highly recommend watching a speedrun of this game.
I mean, you mainly just did the Shadow part, because the Sonic parts are more or less the same, except the addition of like the chows you collect, and that's really it.
Yeah, and the fact you can play as SA1 Sonic if you have the special edition. But
I was really surprised that they were like feeling ready to go back to the aesthetics of 06, but they did it pretty well.
they made me like areas from Frontiers, so you know what? Good on you, Sega.
Good job, Sega. You made me like Frontiers a little bit. I infamously, can't really get into Frontiers.
Pocket Monsters TCG Pocket.
Hey, Hyde, hey, your pack salmon has been recovered. I'm going to open this right now. I was waiting to open this for this segment.
You know what? I have my notification too.
Let's open it. Let's open it.
Let's open it live.
Who's going first?
You do it.
Okay, one sec. Pick a number through 1 through 5.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let me see. I'll actually look this time. I think Purloin, Venipede, Budding Expeditioner, Salandit, Mythical Slab. Hey, my first one.
Hey, you need that for that Mewtwo deck.
Yeah, I just need one more. All right, what do you get?
Flabibi, Magikarp, Leaf, Slurpuff, and a Pokemon Flute.
Ooh, bad cards. Okay, so that's mainly the experience. I do really like the pick up and like pull your daily thing. It's really nice.
It's really fun, and it, in the same way that Pocket Camp is scratching the itch of playing an Animal Crossing, and that I won't have to, devote time to City Folk or New Leaf again, Pocket Camp is hitting all the right things to keep me from playing the actual TCG.
You mean TCG Pocket? You said Pocket Camp.
Oh, oops, too many pockets. But no, it's I played TCG for many years, through like most of X and Y, all of Sun and Moon, some of Sword and Shield, and then like I kind of fell off, and this is like, oh no, this is like just the way I just short pick up and play. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. It's just a small version of the card game, and I am appreciative of that.
I kind of like the minimal the minimal format it has. It's really nice to get into.
It is. It makes it super easy to get into. Everyone loves opening Pokemon cards. And
I like the fact that they have it in like a really nice way to get the cards like hourly, and it scratches the itch of opening Pokemon cards without just having so much garbage everywhere.
Exactly. I don't need a box of boring normals anymore to get into hunt my full art Meow. Last game on this list, and something I had completely forgotten I played this year until I watched a different Game of the Year video just today, is the new Monkey Ball.
Was it good?
It was very good. I high key want to learn speedrunning of this of a monkey ball game. You can also play as I think Miku and Godzilla in this. So you know what? 10 out.
Noise. New list, new list. New list, new list.
Could it be? But oop, I just moved you. Oops.
Oh no.
What could it be other than the real Game Awards?
The very real Game Award. Hydelinne Game Awards.
Presented by gamers for gamers. So we have a couple categories that we brainstormed. Number one, best addiction. Best game that just like got you hooked.
What are the categories? What are the games for best addiction?
Oh, we don't have nominees. We just go by vibes.
Oh, I thought you made a list of vibes under each category.
No.
Oh, I guess I'm bringing up the list. You know what you get? Hydelinne, you know what you get for this?
What?
I thought you were doing everything in the background. You get cheesed.
Ah, no, not cheese.
Boo,
Bonk.
cheese, boo.
I mean, I already know what I have for each category here.
I mean, same. So, what do you think wins best addiction?
I mean, it's like all that either of us have been playing. I have a friend that's hopelessly addicted to it. I've been watching streamers. Just today alone get into it. It's gotta be Balatro.
Balatro. I think you said the nominees for this pick were like the Holocure and Vampire Survivor. Oh wait, what?
Fire, yo, Lyric. Hello and welcome. Thank you for the raid. Boo, I'm a ghost. Can't play that song or I get VOD muted.
What a great time to come in.
We are handing. What do you mean, Feet Weaver sends us? First of all, we are doing our Real Game Awards. Thank you for the follow. We're doing our Real Game Awards, where we're picking our categories, and then we're gonna browse the Switch eShop, and look at all the shovelware. Lyric, did you ever get your karaoke thing working?
And Lyric, what did you play?
They were doing a karaoke stream to say goodbye to their old model.
Oh, nice. Farewell, old model.
But yeah, no, thank you so much for the raid, raiders. Welcome in. We just started our Real Game Awards, brought to you by Real Gamers for Gamers, which is the worst thing I could title it. But thank you anyone who follows. We're very close to 100 followers, which means I would get my first alt costume here. Our next category is largest flop.
Biggest flop. Where does that go to? Is that going to be one of the drop games?
No. It's literally an excuse for me to talk about Concord.
Oh, it's not even on the list.
It's not even on the list. I mean, Concord, how do you spend 8 years and millions of dollars just to literally delete the game in like a week or two? How do you just... And then I mentioned this earlier, the irony is that a game inspired by Overwatch releases, dies within like 2 weeks, and then Marvel Rivals comes out and is succeeding, and I just think that's so funny. We do have better takes than the actual Game Awards, however, we don't have Muppets, and that's the downside.
I thought you got a PNG of Grover. Where's my PNG of Grover?
I thought we agreed on like weird N64 Elmo, but
well, you did. You were supposed to get the PNGs. More cheese. More cheese. I'm throwing more cheese at you. I've been throwing cheese at Hydelinne this whole time.
Why so much cheese? Also, that is something you can do. You can throw cheese at me. Best surprise game. Muppets are the only redeeming factor of TJ. Yeah, I agree.
Go get Grover. I thought Grover was going to be here.
Grover. No, well, he crashed into a wall. So, you know what? He couldn't be here tonight. I'm sorry. Biggest surprise game, which was the biggest thing. I'm like, you know what? Pretty into this. I'm actually gonna pull up this sheet over here so I can kind of look. That biggest surprise goes to, drum roll please, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. A game I bounced off super hard when it came out. And now I think it might be my favorite game in the series. And that is a surprise, I guess.
It just needed a little time. Just needed to cook.
Time, DLC, and the fact that there's a Blue Mage shop in the game. And now for the opposite. The biggest disappointment. The game that just fell flat for me, and
you wish it didn't.
I wish it didn't. And I think this has to be... I thought about this a lot, because I love disappointments. I look in the mirror and I see one every day. It's gotta be Mario and Luigi Brothership.
Yeah, I mean, it comes close to what I see with Paper Jam. It didn't look like it had a lot, like a lot of different, like, variables to it, I guess.
It felt very safe. It felt bland Nintendo era, just with, like, new characters in a way. Up next is our most anticipated, the biggest thing we're excited for in the new year. And I've been really torn on this.
You mean a game that you expect to release this year, right?
No, next year. 2025.
Well, you know, coming up, the 2025 is tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, this year. Biggest disappointment is Dragon Age 3. Interesting. Did Dragon Age 3 come out this year?
I think it did, actually.
I think so, yeah. Not 3. Was it like... Or I forgot the subtitle of it, but yeah, no, that came out recently.
Oh, not 3. Not 3, they said.
Yeah. I originally was gonna put the entirety of the Nintendo Switch 2 on here for most anticipated.
Lyric says Vileguard.
Yeah, Dragon Age Veilguard. Yeah. Okay. But I think most anticipated, I struggled to put this on here because it might not even come out next year. It's got to be GTA 6.
Really?
We have been in over a decade of Skyrim, Mario Kart 8, and Grand Theft Auto 5 getting re-released. We are finally at the precipice of breaking through that with something. GTA 6, I mean, it's gonna be the biggest thing when it releases. My only thing is, one, it's probably gonna be kind of broken. And two, there's a good chance it just gets delayed, right?
Probably. I honestly forgot GTA 6 was even happening.
It's coming out next year. Best crossover. Going into this, I actually had my pick, and it was Clive, because I like Tekken and I like Final Fantasy. But given that Harada seems to want to put more Final Fantasy in Tekken, I thought about it more, and another fighting game actually caught my interest more. And that's 2B in Granblue. That happened. Remember that happened? 2B from Nier was in Granblue for some reason.
I mean, wasn't 2B in a lot of things?
2B is the only Soul Calibur character to make it into Granblue. Remember?
2B is just a Soul Calibur character?
Yeah, from the hit game Soul Calibur. I should not say hit. Wow. From Soul Calibur 6.
Just remember that only bad bitches play Soul Calibur.
Unfortunately, there's not enough bad bitches in the world.
We need more bad bitches.
Best ongoing game is our next category. I mean, listen, it always wins this at the actual Game Awards. It's gotta be a 14.
Yeah, Shmano.
Obviously, we're biased here. We both play 14. I have a lot of friends that play 14. I've played this game for 7.5 years, but I really have enjoyed Dawn Trail and the extra content in Dawn Trail. Savage Raid streams coming soon? Question mark.
Oh god. Wait, is that going to be with randos or with a party?
Both. Thank you. Have a good New Year, Lyric, and I hope you enjoy your new model. I've enjoyed seeing it. Just saying. I got an early sneak peek because I'm cool. I don't know why my voice cracked there. One of my goals for like a follower goal was gonna be like trying to clear Unending Coil of Bahamut through Party Finder.
You never cleared that?
Unending Coil? No, I've never tried the ultimate.
Huh.
Up next, best remake.
I have a feeling I know what this is going to be.
Do you think you know what this is going to be?
I think so, maybe, but let's see.
I have decided that the best remake goes to Silent Hill 2.
Really? Oh, I was not expecting that at all.
I know I complained about the price point, but it is a really solid remake of a great game in a franchise that has struggled mightily to have any foothold.
I respect that a lot, actually. I was thinking Thousand Year Door. I wouldn't really have thought about Silent Hill 2.
You know what? Thousand Year Door hits the exact same criteria of what I just said. It is a beloved remake from a franchise that, from a series that had not been doing so great.
Here's a category I recommended called
Why?
Just why? This being why did you make this game? And like there's just so much suffering with playing the game.
There is a lot of suffering in a lot of games. But I think why has to go to Concord.
Fair.
Why can't we play this game anymore, huh? Why can't we access it, huh? That's a little weird.
Why can't we have fun, Sony?
Best stream game. Best game I streamed this year that I had the most fun with.
Oh, you. This is
a tough one. I can't play that song. I keep having to like click off some of the songs. I'm like, oh, I know this is gonna like nuke the VOD. This stream game I had the most fun with. I think it's Sonic Adventure 2 wins best stream game. Why? Because I have a newfound appreciation for that game. It got me into a bit of a mini Sonic hyperfixation again, to the point that I bought Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood on the DS.
Yeah, it's a game. I played a little bit of it, and But Sonic Adventure 2, you had a lot of fun with, and I love going to my actual IRL friends and saying they've watched your stream and had a lot of fun with it.
It was great when Rouge's AI got broken and she just kept running into that wall.
That was so funny.
Best narrative. I we talked a good amount of this game when it came up on the list. But best narrative goes to Mouthwashing. I mean, could it really go to anything else, I feel like?
Yeah, I mean, it's more so my influence on this pick, I feel, but oh god, I love it so much.
I mean, it was so much more than I expected.
Again, this game is really scratches the right itches of classic sci-fi, horror sci-fi. I really like, and I don't see enough of.
Correct. It hits a very specific vibe that we don't get anymore. The best indie is a insanely tough category to nail down. Like, there's so many good indie games that came out this year that I played both on and off stream. But because I'm biased and I like certain things, this is obviously a very me thing. The best indie goes to UFO 50. It is one of the most imaginative games. Like I said earlier, it's barely a game as much of it's a console. And I don't think I've ever seen a game. Obviously, there's tons of games that are, minigame collections. And the fact that this is both a parody of retro gaming and those, 501 NES cartridges that are always, Super Jabroni Bros, 20 times. And, a version of Popeye that doesn't work and crashes your NES. UFO 50 is very, very quality.
Yeah, and it's, again, it kind of reignited a love for not just indie games, but smaller games that really needed to be re-injected into this horrific game market of just focusing on AAA after AAA. And I think Balatro helped indie games kind of pivot into a right direction, right?
Yeah, definitely. This was such a great year for indies. I could hit, this was the hardest category to pick, was best indie. Want to go back. The game that I played this year that I want to play more of.
I did not know this was a award.
Yeah, it's the thing I just want to play more of. Whether it's an old game or a new game that I just want to either replay or want to finally make progress in, or God, I just can't put it down. Oh, that last one probably tells you. It's Balatro.
Yeah. Wait. You're already playing it.
Yeah, but I haven't finished it. I haven't cleared anything on Gold Stake.
Oh, it's just Gold Stake. Okay, I get it.
The scores haven't hit E for me yet. I'm nowhere near done with that game.
That's fair. This won the addicting, didn't this? Yeah, this also won Best Addiction.
Best Addiction, yeah, Best Addiction.
It's already, this is the first game that won 2 awards at the Hydelinne Awards.
Yeah. The You Tried Award. A game that is good, but for one reason or another, just didn't click or has a good amount of faults, but is still a good game all around.
Is it more like a runner-up kind of deal?
Kind of runner-up. It's more like recognizing something that I wouldn't talk about otherwise, because it's it would be lower on the list. And I'm just gonna copy and paste the name right here because I don't want to type it in. It goes to Penny's Big Breakaway.
Yeah, I can see that. It has a lot going for it. Again, it feels like an old Sega game.
It does, in the best way possible.
But it could have done a lot more with the variety.
Yeah, the enemy variety. It's honestly the biggest, I can't wait to see what you guys work on next kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I'm excited, and I hope they continue a trend of just making games that feel like old Sega games.
What if they made a Knights like?
Oh, oh, that's juicy. Oh, I like that.
A Knights game that has no connection to any criminals.
I mean, there's aside from Knights, there's also a lot of Sega games that just never saw the light of day after Saturn or Dreamcast.
Right. They should make Seaman 2.
Oh yes, Seaman 2.
Best OST.
This I'm interested in.
This was a hard one. Just kidding. It wasn't a hard one. There can only really be one like winner here. It only makes sense. Metaphor.
That's true. I heard the music was amazing.
I have heard a lot of tracks in this game. Including stuff I very much have probably not supposed to hear yet. I can't believe that Atlas went from Persona 5, which had, I would argue, a 10 out of 10 OST. Persona 5 had a great, like, I have my issues with Persona, but, man, they can crank out a good soundtrack. And to somehow crank that to, like, a 14 out of 10. Not even 11 out of 10, I would say.
That's okay. That's okay. Sus, you needed rest. Are you feeling okay?
Rest is good. Make sure you get rest, strat. And overall, the game of the year for the Real Game Awards by gamers for gamers is... Hold on. I actually need to get like a different like sound because we're gonna be swapping away from music here in a moment.
It's the suspense.
Yeah, it's killing us. Suspense killing me. All that I see, absolute horror. The winner of Hydelinne, the Real Game Awards, Game of the Year, goes to...
I'm waiting.
The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
Wow, for Game of the Year.
It is truly the most complete package I had fun with this year.
That's true. It again, there's not a lot of games like that. Sorry, that feels like a really like complete content package. Echoes of Wisdom is so good. The only complaint I have Echoes of Wisdom is that it has a definitive end.
Yeah, and sometimes the game just needs to end, you know?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's a good game.
It is, and that is why. Gameplay, very fun. Puzzles, very fun. I'm biased. Zelda's like my favorite series, and to see it come back to its roots and be something that I personally really like, right? Like, I mean, listen, there's actual bias in the actual Game Awards, probably. So we can have a little bias here. And so, Echoes of Wisdom wins.
A little bias. I don't know what else to tell you, dude. This is your award show, and your award show alone.
Yeah, exactly.
This was your list based on your experiences. This is extremely biased for a very good reason.
I mean, it's based on real actual fact. It's based on like real actual facts of real gamers. This is what real gamers think, and we're real gamers, so.
We are real gamers. Are you saying chat isn't real gamers?
I never said chat wasn't real gamers. I'm just saying that the people here commentating this stream are the realest of real and have only the best opinions.
Thank you.
No, I want to get rid of that ad source. And with that, that is everything for this. Hold on, what's that? Oh, we have a special guest.
Special.
Wait, what?
Did you get Grover?
Oh my god, he's here! He's here! Ah, Super Grover! Away!
For Grover! See, we did have Muppets.
We did have Muppets.
Hey, I love the fact that he's not even translucent. It's just a PNG that just blew off.
I just grabbed the first Grover. The Grover off specifically Heroes Wiki.
Thank you so much, Grover.jpg. Special thanks to Grover.jpg.
Exactly. And with that, we have recapped all the video games that came out this year. All of them. Every single one. We played all of them. So that you don't have to.
Every game ever.
Which means we get to have a little bit of fun here at the end. As promised, as I reach around to hit my Nintendo Switch, we hop over to console. I'm
teeny tinier. This is really funny.
Yeah, I mean, this is actual keybug size.
This is true. And we can prove that Balatro is most addicting game. Right there.
It is literally right here. Yeah, I'm going to hide game capture just real quick. And just in case it like shows like personal information or something.
Yeah, you won't need that. You won't need that on your stream. So this section of the stream, as Hydelinne's loading it up, is the section where we just browse eShop garbage.
Yep. I've talked about this a little bit here and there on Blue Sky on stream. There is a problem with the eShop, and we're going to talk about that here. Do you want to hit yeah, let's hit... No, let's just talk about the eShop as a whole, because there are a lot of problems with the eShop. First of all, look how slow it is.
It is so laggy.
Welcome back, PS3 store. Your feature is literally just a bunch of first-party games, a Wii remake, Minecraft, Fortnite, more first-party, an overpriced Wii game, Lego, Fitness Boxing 3. It doesn't even have Miku or the guy from Fist of the North Star. So, like, what's the point?
What's the point?
More first party, pre-orders. They have Peak right here. Hold on, they have Peak.
Oh, I forgot this was releasing.
It releases in like a week.
I need to play this game.
Is it bad? I'm like very tempted to get this.
Please, yeah, for with all me.
Maybe. But that get comfy, play cozy. But where it gets really bad is the recent releases.
And remember when they had the Nintendo quote-unquote seal of quality?
Yep, that is out the window.
I mean, don't you want to play Zombie Defense Wonderful Edition for $2?
Oh, it's on sale though. Hold up, it's on sale. What is this? Defend your base against zombies.
Oh, it looks like it's like
Oh.
the basics of Unity or something.
This is the kind of stuff like Vinesauce watches on the mobile game commercials.
Yeah.
We won't be playing any trailers because I don't know how that would like affect like DMCA on stream and stuff.
But you got images, and that's enough for you.
This looks like a very anime boy dating sim.
They're called Ultimates, so it's an actual genre, and I have a friend that's really into them.
Alright, well this looks like an Otome game of all time. Who are you dating?
Oh god, I think the... Oh god, is that Gratia in the right?
Listen, my pick was gonna be fake Gratia. Don't take my husband from me.
Alright, fine, I'll get either the guy in the middle or the yellow hair guy.
Oh, fake Luke from Street Fighter?
Yo, it's fake Luke. He looks huge.
He looks huge. I mean, I'm biased. I want the Catboy.
You know, in ZZZ, I've been playing Lighter, and he's voiced by Alex Lee, and I keep making Luke jokes around him.
As you should. Look, he's even like ripped. ripped like Luke. He has like a very similar like side cut in his hair too.
Huh.
Oh, okay. You know what? Kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie.
That is very adorable. It reminds me of like the Final Fantasy rhythm game.
Theater rhythm. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this looks quality.
You know what? This looks decent.
It's giving it reminds me of all the free time events with Danganronpa, except that's kind of what's focused on.
Oh wait, we got slop. Slop.
Slop, 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 slop. Oh, is this AI generated slop?
Oh, this is AI as fuck.
Yo!
Oh my god.
Oh, it's bad. Look at all those stolen assets.
Melting. It looks like someone dropped a Hershey's chocolate bar in the pool.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to say, ew, that's gross. Anyway, so I would just like to say right now, we are not for AI. We respect our artists.
We are very anti-AI, which is why we're here to make fun of this. Also, Twitch, please don't ban me over this. This is someone else's creation. I don't mean to show this. You know what?
Click away, click away. Oh no, she's showing hips.
I mean, it's just AI slop. Like, there's nothing about it.
Yeah, oh my god, I feel like they were inspired by like either Persona Girls or like Wonder Woman, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was probably in what they took to make these women.
What they made these women out of.
Quote unquote women. What do you got? What's here? What am I looking at here?
18-in-1 in games, 18-in-1 Family Games Giga Pack.
This reminds me of the Hasbro games that was on the Wii that you couldn't flee from.
Oh, Carnival Games?
I think so. There's also like a Hasbro family pack. Oh god. This looks like a bad Flash game.
It does.
Oh my god, I love the fact that Animal Puzzle is just hyper realistic, just like real animals, and all these like weird Flash game assets.
It is really funny that they just probably took like oh, what's the word for like just photos that are like public access?
I guess just photos.
Stock images.
Yeah,
like just stock images like eagles and stuff, and it's like, here's your animal puzzle.
Yeah. Oh god, what am I sent? Oh, I am going to give you a code for ZZZ on your Discord.
Oh, nice. Awesome. I love ZZZ codes.
Speaking of, after this, I need to pull on Genshin soon.
Cat. But there's a cat on stream right now.
Wait, is there a Han?
There's a cat. There's a cat. Look at this kitty.
Wait. Oh, a kitty! What is this?
This is still Family Games pack.
Oh my god, but there was a cat, so it's all good.
I think the fact that my playlist is playing Bowser's Inside Story Final Boss really exemplifies where the hell we are right now.
And we are in hell.
Are we? Okay. I thought this was a I thought this was one of those like Fallout Shelter games.
Yeah, that's like a. How close are we to mobile games? Is my question.
There's a lot of mobile game slop on here.
Yeah.
This is just like exploiting someone's fear.
This is just. I mean, yeah, but it's really just an escape room, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Skull! Spooky, scary skulls.
Skulls. What is this? Felinia Tales. In this thrilling adventure, help Bill, a humanoid cat, restore peace to his village after a devastating attack.
It looks ugly. Thank you, eShop. You truly are the gift that keeps on giving.
Wait, how do I zoom out? Okay.
I'm like 5 seconds delayed because I'm mainly on looking at stream for this, but this is so good.
So this content, people, listen, I am all for art. I think people should be able to make the projects they want. However, I think we need just a tiny bit of gatekeeping. I really, truly do.
It's a teeny tiny bit.
Guns.
Oh god. Can you go to Cute Puppy Academy after this?
But military man with gun. And he shoot. Look, it's like the Call of Duty.
It reminds me of War Thunder, you know, the game that keeps like getting stuff from leaked classified documents.
It's crazy how that keeps happening.
It's so funny.
You know, I would think, like, if these were physical games, like, if we were at, like, a Target, and, like, we saw Trench Shooter Warfare Tactics on the shelf, I would be like, oh, that makes sense, because that's, like, a parent's gonna come in, and they're gonna see that, and they're gonna be like, oh, but Kyle really wants Call of Duty for Christmas this year. Oh, look, this is, like, $12. Why, I'll get this. It's basically Call of Duty. But because it's on the eShop, hold on. Hold on.
Oh god, what'd you find?
I found a really crappy basketball game that's
Oh
one.
my god.
It's ripping off the NBA 2K box art, but I want you to look at this guy's ass.
Wow. That is. Wait.
One, I'm pretty sure it's fake.
Wait. Can I look at the back of his shirt real quick, please? Like the name on the back of his shirt.
Oh, you know, it's like...
Yeah, that's AI gen. That's so funny.
But, like, why did the AI give him cake?
You know, I want it, like, I had this theory with a lot of AI stuff that's actually just based on a lot, and I mean a lot, of, like, borderline softcore porn. Yeah.
Keybug.
Yeah.
Why is the UI bleeding in Danganronpa?
Just because it's pink, it doesn't mean it's Danganronpa. But you get what I mean about the AI gen?
Like, that's probably why there's so much ass in a lot of these.
And there's so much boob. Like, do you ever see how detailed AI generated boob is?
Yeah, we just saw it on that one game. What was... Oh, Cute Puppy Academy. It was what you wanted me to look at?
Yeah, let me see Cute Puppy Academy. This looks AI gen to hell.
It does. It really does.
Let me see. It's loading for me. I'm like 5 seconds behind. Remember that.
Cute Puppy... Yeah, this is the AI, like, ripoff of, like, Pixar. Like, Disney movies.
Have you ever seen those AI-generated Amazon books that they keep, like, trying to make, and they're made of, like, celebrities that are really wrapped in controversy? And then you have met.
I have not, actually.
Oh, they're so funny. Anyway, they look exactly like that style. It's so... Oh, little puggy, some poo-poo. Wait, go on the left. Go on the left. What is that dog's name?
Biscotti.
Oh, okay.
Like the cookie.
I want a cookie.
We got a corgi. Some roaming through the fields.
It reminds me of that one Wii game, A Dog's Life.
The one that gets, like, really deep for some reason?
Yeah, that one. Real Boxing 2.
Here's, a game that would dumbfound Americans. And that is, apparently, like, Roundabout Simulator, it looks like here?
Roundabout? Urban Flow.
My god, it is! It's like a... Yeah, no, Americans can never play this.
Americans can never.
The American mind cannot comprehend traffic.
Just another lane. Just another lane, I promise you. Just another lane.
Holio. Oh, it's just Donut Country.
I love how you're missing out on the game from the left up.
Oh no, I gotta go back then. I mean, yeah, no, it's a Donut Country, like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Whole Donut Country is very much this. Is that like a... Wait! Go back to the cat. Go back to the cat and look at the score. Look at the scores on that one image of the cat with the dome. Back.
With the dome.
Yes. Look at the score.
Dark Hero, Mega Ram, Alternate, cute cat. Black. Why? Why?
Oh my god!
Why?
I initially saw sussy guy. I didn't see. Oh my god!
Oh my goodness.
Oh no!
Oh god.
No!
I didn't see that. I saw Mega Ram when I looked over and I was like, "Oh, like Mega Man?" Like, is
I
that...
saw sussy guy and I thought that was the end of it. Oh no!
Oh god. Well, this is what you wanted me to see, huh? Ecchi Opie enhanced
Yeah.
edition.
Yeah, don't you like women?
Why are they looking at me like they don't like the vibe I brought to the party?
Especially the black-haired one. She wants to punch you in the face. And yes, look at them. They're all AI.
It's so fit. Look, it's McQueva.
Her name is Mavwika, number 1. Number 2, I want to go on and pull for her now. And I'm just sitting here looking through AI trash on the eShop.
Yeah, that is AI women. I'll take AI women for 300, Alex.
And then the Jeopardy board just says like a bunch of like jumbled garbage because it's just an AI gen image.
Jeopardy creepypasta. The board. You know how in like the last Trail of Dawn trail, like the universe kind of like starts to glitch out.
The board just starts melting.
Yep, that's a block game.
Yeah, black, blue, black. Give it up for
Oh, we got a AAA ripoff. Hold on.
Oh boy. Wukong.
Yo, we got Black Myth Wukong, Game of the Year nominee on the Switch. Oh no, that's not what I thought it would be.
That's a game. Anyway, this is called Wukong Sun Black Legend.
This is not what I thought it was gonna be like.
Did you think it was going to be like some Unity asset?
I thought it was gonna be a Black Myth Wukong ripoff, but they're going just based on the name.
It looks like one of those games that's like, oh yeah, we have Pikachu, and it's like a really bootleg Pokemon game.
It's like a blue Pikachu, a red Agumon, you know.
Yeah. Neko Bento Tasty Second.
Oh, is this a like the Resident Evil case?
Maybe. I think so. I think this game actually has some quality to it.
Like, this looks fun, honestly.
I love the art style. It looks yummy. Whoa. Ugh, sorry, I'm not feeling so good.
Yeah. What is... Oh, we got farming. We got farming. Oh, it looks like it's co-op. We could play this.
Oh boy, yay.
Oh, it's 3-in-1.
Are you really trying to sell me on cozy farming 3-in-1?
Yo, this is the stuff Facebook moms would play on Facebook.
You mean Farmville?
Yeah, Farmville, that was the name of it. Current task, collect eggs, go fishing, woodcutting. You know, I never got to play Stardew Co-op. Maybe this is my opportunity.
I don't know what else to say. God, there's so much AI women on this.
There is. The Escape Room Chronicles, the 24-hour television station.
Huh. This looks weird. Is this like a Japanese game show that you need to escape from?
I think so. I think that's like, yeah, look, you're in like the TV. Like the TV room and stuff.
Why does it look like I'm playing Ace Attorney, but I didn't find a character yet?
Here's what you're looking for.
Green Man.
You know, legally distinct Green Man.
And Bear.
I don't know. I mean, that like looked like a real game at least. Sudoku Classic. Potato Arena.
Oh, yeah. You're just gonna send me out into a coliseum, and or you're gonna be like, "Go potato,
Yeah, go potato.
potato, potato."
Potato, potato, potato.
This looks so chunky.
It's like it's trying to be like Fall Guys, kinda.
I guess so. It just looks chunky.
Like last player standing. Oh, Christmas tree simulator. We're a little late on this one.
You gotta go back a few days, or you gotta wait a whole another year.
Hey, let's wait, 360 days.
Let's see. Is it AI gen?
Let's see the logo. Might be. Might be. Yeah, I think so.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They always do that for, like, the title card.
Yeah, it's sad.
And then, like, the rest of the game is just, like, a asset flip of, like, probably, like, default Unity stuff.
The tree, it's like the ferns on the tree just don't look great.
Egg console.
Egg.
Egg console.
I hope I find eggs.
Traveler Guided by Spirits rises to save Babylon, a side-view action RPG where players use body slams and jumps to fight.
What?
This is an action RPG released in 1986 in Japan. What? What?
Huh. Wait, I think I've heard of this.
We might have, like, a genuine real game here.
Yeah, I think so.
Comes with a manual?
Huh. Oh, good game.
We found something.
We found Peak.
Oh, they got Cyberpunk.
Wait, what?
Cyberpunk Speed Assassin.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think the original Cyberpunk would even run on Switch.
It barely runs on PS5.
True.
Yeah, that's a Cyberpunk gun game. Santa's Advent. Ooh, hold on. Korean drone flying tour. Drones are relevant right now. We gotta check this out.
The drones are above us right now.
A simulation game where you directly operate a drone based on actual drone flight footage. Huh. It's like Wii U Street. Do you remember that?
No?
Wii U Street was a port of Google Earth to the Wii U.
Huh. Like Street View and all that?
Yeah, it was like a real... Ooh, hold on, we got Star Trek. We have actual IP here. We have Star Trek.
Yo, Star Trek.
I feel like I need to be hit in the head with a barrel right now. There he is, there's Worf!
Specifically a blue barrel.
Hold on, pick your... Oh, this... I think this might be a part of a mobile game.
That makes sense.
Oh my god, look at Spock.
Wait, why is Spock here?
And Spock and Picard known for hanging out. I think it's probably like a best of, like pick your characters from the whole franchise. Oh yeah, no, this is a mobile game. It's probably an idle game, I bet.
Yeah, I think so. God.
Yeah, it's a Star Trek idle game.
Look at this of Borg.
Borg! Airborne Grannies!
What?
I said airborne grannies. Did I stutter?
Oh, yes, my mistake. Oh, welcome, Airborne Grannies. Oh, it's one of these games where you just jump to the very mobile,
But this time there's a gorilla.
A gorilla? Oh my god.
Yep, that's a video game, alright.
I sure do love video games.
Pizza Pops. Hold on. We just had pizza.
How did we survive the video game crash of the 1980s and still walk out with this?
I think we have another, like, kind of real game here.
Yeah, you find gold in so much, like, dirt.
It's like digging through a dump to try to find like $3.
Yeah. Hey, what a guy. What a pizza guy.
The Project Jalico Famicom version releasing consecutive Famicom titles from Jalico is here. The 5th release is Pizza Pop. So is there just like a trend of like re-releasing
Like really super obscure game? I think so. Yeah.
Pizza Maker?
Not even Famicom games, just like consoles you never heard of, or like really one console releases.
Pizza Maker. I think this is based on an existing game that I saw called Good Pizza Great Pizza.
Is it like Flash assets or what?
That one you just like make pizzas based on like the requests. I don't like this looks like this person comes in.
Why is there an edgy anime pizza boy at the end there?
Yeah, why is like Gary Oak coming for pizza?
He looks so angry. I want to know his story.
He looks like he'd pick the starter Pokemon Strong to mine.
Yeah.
Tombs of Myria. Descend into the cursed tombs of Mira and free the souls of ancient warriors. Guess just collect the gems.
Yeah, it doesn't seem bad. I mean, it's small.
It looks like a game that like was actually made by real people, at least.
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, are you interested in Formula 1, but you can't afford the actual Formula 1 games by EA Sports? Here you go. Fucking F1 ripoff.
Don't you have this whole hyperfixation
with terrible racing games? Yes.
No, specifically NASCAR games.
Because they're usually the peak of the worst. But the Formula 1 games are getting there because they're now made by EA Sports.
EA Sports.
It's in your ass. Yeah, that's a racing game. God, more hentai. Ooh, hold on, we got Truck Simulator Collection! Yo, this is a deal!
You can't just go on stream and announce more hentai.
Check out these games coming to the Nintendo Switch! And it's just like the worst of the worst.
Oh dear lord, what is this? There's so many trucks!
It's Truck Simulator Collection! It's a collection of truck simulators.
Truck Simulator 3 is so peak though, you don't even need the other two.
What's this? Is this a bullet hell?
Oh god, after this, please go to Lil Gnomes, because that looks like another AI truck.
Oh, I saw the slop, don't worry.
Oh, give me that slop.
I mean, this looks like a mobile game. Oh no, that is. Look up there. That is Telltale mobile game right there.
Yeah. I mean, not the company Telltale.
No.
It's a Telltale sign.
Well, Telltale doesn't exist anymore, so. Alright, what is this? My Switch is starting to like lag like crazy, so.
It doesn't want to go on Little Gnome.
Whew.
Oh my god.
Little Gnomes, The Secret of the Magical Forest.
Yeah, okay, this is the peak slot, because I keep seeing so many eShop games that look like this, and they're like stories, and like everything is AI generated.
And it's very clear that they took from like DreamWorks.
Yeah, and like go through the text on the on this eShop page, and I'm pretty sure it's just ChatGPT.
Oh, you know, bootleg Daenerys.
Who?
The lady from Game of Thrones.
Oh, right. You know, you keep mentioning Game of Thrones to me as if I know it.
I thought you were a big fan.
No, I never watched it. My favorite character in Game of Thrones is that one Starbucks cup that was left in set.
Look at these goblins. Not the guy, like the main guy talking, but like the creatures behind him.
Oh God. I mean, the main guy talking is not like pleasing to the eye either.
Probably just took a bunch of WoW characters and grinded them into this monstrosity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gnomes. I'm fully expecting the eShop to crash.
Wait. The Gnomes game. Do you want to see if the description's written by ChatGPT?
Oh, hell, oh, we should check the descriptions too. In this visual novel, a magical force where every creature and plant is connected by an ancient power called the Heartless Force begins to crumble. Eric, a young man who possesses the rare ability to hear the whispers of the forest, discovers that this imbalance has a deeper cause. Together with his loyal companions Lyra, a brave warrior, and Nimbus, an agile, clever bird, he embarks on his journey to restore the heart and save his home.
I love it how it's agile and clever bird, but in the art it's clearly a griffin.
The Little Gnomes, The Secret of the Magical Force, releases later today on Nintendo Switch.
God. Imagine if there's like actual AI slop on the Switch. I mean, we had the Catly situation happen with the Game Awards, and a lot of people like truthfully dunked on it. But I fear that we might get close to seeing like AI generated garbage on like the Switch, like Nintendo Directs.
Like on actual directs themselves.
You think so? Do you think that would happen?
I think it's very possible because, like, they don't care to, like, look for that kind of thing, I feel like.
Yeah. I don't know if this is but sure is about animals.
Yeah. I mean, those gorillas here are, like, definitely fake.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they're drawn or AI. I can't really make it out too well.
Yep. A house painting simulator, you know, when you can't afford, House
Flipper.
House Flipper, that's what it's called, yeah.
A Sherlock Purr 2?
Oh, uh-oh, what? Hold on, I can't go back up. Sherlock Purr. Oh, I've seen these. I've seen this before when I was browsing. Like the first one.
What a creature.
He's fake, by the way.
Wait, let me see.
At least in this and our
yeah,
sort.
no, that's very fake. I saw the first image, and I'm like, oh, that's a creature, and then the second image, I'm like, oh.
We got a real video game. We got a real video game.
Garden of Banban. How many numbers?
7. Yo, it's like when Final Fantasy got good.
What is Garden of Banban about?
Explore the monster-occupied levels of Banban's kindergarten. Survive the dreads that reside below as you are now completely on your own.
Is this real?
Oh, we got the collection! All the Banbans in one place.
Oh god, we got the Banbans. I don't know what Garden of Banban is still. And that's very surprising considering I usually look into like this kind of flavor.
Oh, it's Toho.
Yay, Toho.
It's a Toho-like.
I can't see. We. I remember there was a very, very old like internet like virus worm thing that will infect your like encrypt all your files, and the only way to get it back is through finishing a Toho level.
That's really funny.
Yeah. Internet Cafe Simulator 2025.
Build a hub for digital wanderers, gamers, and everyone in between in this upcoming title. I don't know if this is the same one, but I remember watching Game Grumps play this, like a couple years ago. So I don't know if this is the same one or just, like, taking the same name.
It reminds me of Supermarket Sim.
Yeah, that was actually, like, I think this was before Supermarket.
Huh. Hey, Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds, a real video game.
That's a real video game.
Oh, this is the game. This right here is the game for us.
Love furry girls? You mean the game for you?
Me? Why me?
Yeah, because you love furries. You're furry.
Discover a world of charming furries and win over 12 unique characters influenced by their zodiac signs and species.
Is this real?
No, it's just nothing real about this. Oh, I hate this.
But look at their snoots. Don't you love to boop those snoots?
I can't boop what's not real.
That's true.
Awful.
But don't you want cute furry girls texting you?
Oh, hold on. They're using actual Joy-Cons in this. What?
Oh, there's love furry boys.
Gotta get that diversity. A golf game played with the Miyazawa-style putter controller?
What is this?
What? Oh, these are illegal controller building techniques.
What? Huh? How does these even work?
I don't... First of all, you need, like, the straps, which I have owned 2 Switches, and I've lost both pairs of straps.
I don't think this is intended. Do you think when the devs of this game went up to Nintendo and say, hey, we want to do something unique with the Joy-Cons, and they showed them that, and they puked it all in their mouths and said yes?
Miyamoto personally punched them all out of a window.
And then they still made the game.
This is so... Honestly, kudos for making something that rivals the official, like, Nintendo Splatoon controller.
Yeah.
This is funny. My time at Sandrock Online, huh? That's a real game. That's another Stardew-like, but... We kind of got, like, real mobile games here.
Look at the Aerial Flight Simulator 2025. Like, that... It's very much, graphic design is my passion.
I mean, this is a real game that's a parody.
Yeah, it's made by the Katamari devs.
Right, yeah. This one, skydiving?
No, Aerial Flight Simulator 2025.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see that. Hold on. I have to wait 20 seconds while my Switch has a stroke. We'll check out skydiving. Nintendo, the people yearn for pilot wings.
The clouds, the pictures of the sky, they're real. They're just pictures of sky.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Flight simulator.
Look at the title. It's so funny. Graphic design is my passion.
Wind high. Oh, wow. Wow.
Wow.
Art, honestly.
You know, this beats all of the, like, shitty AI gens out of the water, though.
It does.
It's a flight sim.
Yeah, I mean, that looks like they're flying over, like, actual, like, Google Earth.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing.
Interesting. I mean, it's a cheaper flight sim, and it won't take, 400 gigabytes off your hard drive.
Oh god, I see more AI crap.
The Santa, yeah. Alright, I think we've seen enough trash, personally.
Yay, I feel worse.
I feel amazing. Hey, Anton Blast, that's a real video game people should get.
Oh good, we're ending with Peak.
Oh no, we're ending with actual Peak, hold on.
Actual Peak.
I know you like anime.
What is this? Oh, it's loading.
Oh, it's really stuck. Fairy Tail 2 Ultimate Edition.
I mean, that's an anime. I never got into Fairy Tail, but it's long.
Look at him. That's Fairy and that's Tail.
Yeah, my favorite characters from Fairy Tail, Fairy and Tail.
All right, let's get out of here. This was an experience. I love dumpster diving.
You sure do until your Switch doesn't like it anymore.
It's crazy how bad it handles it.
Yep. I have a migraine after that. Thank you so much.
It's all the AI you saw. All right. Well, with that, Let's see if we can send a raid over to anyone.
It might be a little late, but Happy New Year to everyone.
You are playing that. Like, who do I follow that's, like, interesting? I talk to you sometimes. How are you? Uptime. Okay. You're playing Black Mesa, that's cool. Oh, you're offline. Never mind. They're offline.
Everyone's probably watching the ball drop soon.
Oh yeah, the balls are dropping.
Yeah, they're gonna go.
It may end up being a oh, you're streaming. Okay, we'll send some love to you. Send our regards to our pal over here, and with that, we're gonna head out. Thank you for a great New Year's stream, and thank you for coming along for the fun.
Thank you for having me.
And we're gonna send the raid, and we're gonna get out of here. Let's end stream.